McMurray's number 1 on the inside, looking back from Dale Jr. at Denny Hamlin. Three drivers with backup cars started in the back. There's Ryan Blaney and Jimmy Johnson. Back there drafting along with Brendan Gaughan.
Looks like Jimmy's going to use patience, not going to be charging up through the field. Going to let this thing shake out a little bit. We've seen action early in these races where somebody gets into somebody, causes a big melee, so I think that's on his mind as well.
Not a bad strategy. Friday night's truck race was a demolition derby, and yesterday's Xfinity race was mayhem.
Yeah, it was the 24-hour race yesterday. That thing went on and on and on.
The Stewart-Haas Fords. That's something new to say this year. 4 of them trying to link up together there. 4, 7, and 8. Harvick, Boyer, Busch with Danica Patrick.
Mike, this is when you're checking out body language. And I mean that you're finding out right now who will let you in, who will give you a break, who will work with you, who's good at pushing. That's what you're doing.
We've got a happy Daytona Day tweet from Barcelona. Cheering on Stewart-Haas Racing is the Haas Formula One team from Spain.
Oh, Mike, Dale Jr. just got caught in that old sucker hole, and I haven't seen that work out very well for anybody down here this last 2 weeks.
A little like falling down a well until you get some drafting help when you're stuck in the middle.
Well, what he has to do is find a place to get in line, and nobody's going to give you much of a break right now this early in the race.
Here comes the 22 of Joey Logano.
A little help.
Now, can they make that middle row work?
Well, that's what they're asking. Can you go anywhere in this middle lane? Because really, truly, we haven't seen that work very well.
And those cars dance around at nearly 200 miles an hour.
The dreaded 4th turn, Mike. We've seen a lot of trouble in the 4th turn. We saw trouble with the Hendrick cars in the 4th turn earlier in the week. They think they got those cars settled down. They think they got the handle fixed. But Dale Jr.'s car was moving around quite a bit right there.
Boyer drops to the bottom in that white Ford and moves to 2nd.
Mike, this is a guy, this is what attitude will do for you. Clint Boyer is so excited to be in this car. He's so excited to be working with Bubba Ravage. This guy, he's going to be a guy I think is going to really be strong all year long in that Ford.
Jamie McMurray in the number 1, who made some bold moves in the Clash and the Thursday Can-Am duel.
Boyer's going to look to the outside, nothing there. Chase closed the door. We saw Chase do that in the qualifying races the other night. He really worked both sides of the street very well. He's doing that right now.
Vince Welch.
The crew chief of the 14 car, Mike Bugger Ravage, was Matt Kenseth's lead engineer when Kenseth won the 500 in 2012. And Bugger Ravage told me that this car Boyer has today reminds him of that winner that Kenseth drove. He said it has really good speed and handles very well. We couldn't be more confident of the piece we have to run the 500 today.
Now this race is 200 laps, but it's run in 3 stages. As you see in the upper left of your screen, the first 2 stages are 60 laps each. The final stage is 80 laps. Points are awarded at the end of each stage. Green and white flag will wave, then the caution, and then perhaps pit stops.
Mike, I don't think I've heard drivers talk about handling at Daytona as much as I have the last few days we've been down here. It's a day race. The track is hot, 108 degrees. A lot of guys were worried about how their cars are going to drive today. Don't see a whole lot right now, Mike. We're 6 laps into a 200 lapper, so the tires are fresh, the cars are pretty good, but that will change as we get into a run.
Another important aspect of this orderly procession compared to yesterday and Friday night is the certainty that Thursday Denny Hamlin had a penalty for driving through too many pit boxes. Started last, won the race. You can get from the back to the front. The urgency to do it right now on this lap and take chances is not quite as large as it was yesterday. Keeping an eye on Kyle Busch in 16th place right now. There's his yellow Toyota.
If you get a minute when we get a yellow here, the 96 isn't giving very much room for 3 wide. You know, if you're calling it, I'm trying to stay off Matt, but I got that guy off my door. Yep, I'll talk to him then.
At 96 is DJ Kennington. Daytona 500 rookie, but two-time champion of the Canadian Pinty's Series of NASCAR.
Might be one of those situations where he doesn't know what he doesn't know, you know?
One of 6 rookies in the 500. Matt?
Mike, a spotter change in the 41 of Kurt Busch for 2017. Tony Raines has joined the team, and much like a new offensive coordinator joining a veteran quarterback, Kurt and Tony have really been working on terminology, how to better paint the picture and certain use of certain words, putting them in different situations, the closing rates. They've been working on it. Only 75 laps of green flag racing during speed weeks. Each lap, it's a learning process for this duo.
Raines, former competitor in what's now the Xfinity Series. Driver to driver. Communication there.
And Mike, that was what you heard Kyle Busch talking about. That's that body language I was talking about. You got to figure out who knows. They got to have track presence. You got to know where you are at all time. Some of these guys can feel the wind. I think some of them might even be able to see the wind. I don't know, but it affects these cars. And I think what Kyle was trying to do was tell DJ, "Hey man, you're getting down too on my door. We don't want to do that right now."
So far, 9 laps in the book, and they've all been led by Chevrolets. Chase Elliott, the pole setter, led the first 5. Jamie McMurray drafted past in his Chip Ganassi Chevrolet and has led the last 4. On the inside, Elliott leading the outside lane. Well, Ryan Blaney started way in the back. He's gained 24 positions. His team, the Wood Brothers, have won this race 5 times, and Blaney's more than halfway up through this field, so it can be done. You can get from back to front.
Oh, we saw him the other night. He had a fast car. He got in a little accident back there, and it kind of took him out of the race, but he was one of those young guys who are making some aggressive, bold moves. I think he's made a few to get to where he is.
McMurray in a Chevy, Harvick in a Ford, 1-2. The highest Toyota is Hamlin in 9th.
A lot of communication right now, Mike. You just heard that Kyle Busch talking to his spotter. Just pass the message along, and I'm sure there are other drivers out there that's saying the thing. Pass the message along. I like working with you. Don't get so close. Don't get down here. Don't get up there. A lot of communication.
Coming around to complete 11 laps in the Daytona 500, Jamie McMurray, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, Chase Elliott, Dale Jr.
Trump addresses a joint session of Congress, and we're live from D.C. Complete coverage kicks off at 9 with Brett Baer and Martha McCallum. Plus, our team Washington has reaction, analysis, and insight. Tuesday, only on the Fox News Channel.
Racing isn't for the weak. In this gauntlet of speed and destruction, courage is the only thing that stands between you and the checkered flag.
The Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500, next Sunday at 2 Eastern on Fox.
Shop IWantMyRam.com to save over $17 grand on a brand new crew cab.
You know, I go all over the Carolinas. I go to concerts, fairs, 5Ks. I'm tired. How do you do it all? I don't know.
A beloved upstate crossing guard,
They're like my children.
opens her heart and home to give an elderly dog a second chance at life.
I knew she needed a new beginning.
The Fox Carolina Surprise Squad gathers some of her littlest fans for an unforgettable thank you. Monday on the 10 o'clock news.
Now, through month end, get huge President's Day savings on every brand new Hyundai. It's never been easier. Come lease the Tucson for just $169 a month, or get up to $2,000 total savings. Or the Elantra, on sale now for a low $119 a month lease, or up to $37.50 total savings. All backed by America's best warranty. Better is the reason to buy Hyundai, and President's Day savings are the reason to buy now. Lease a new Sonata for just $169 a month, or get $3,000 total savings on a new Sonata Hybrid. Save big this week at Hyundai.
Coming around to complete 14 laps in the Daytona 500, and Joey Logano, under green, dives onto pit road. Unexpected stop. He was in 4th place.
Can't imagine that was a scheduled pit stop.
No, it's got it.
Way too early for that.
It may be a loose wheel. We'll have to see.
Vince?
Certainly an unscheduled stop for Logano, and remember they had a loose wheel in the duel earlier in the weekend. Right side change for Logano. They're going to make it a 4-tire change. Certainly not an issue that you wanted to have at this stage of the race, especially coming down pit road by yourself. No help to get back into the draft.
So he'll get back out there without losing a lap, but the field should gobble him up. If it does, he would be the only car 1 lap down and eligible for the free pass on the first caution flag. So you heard Jeff, Super G flew up to the booth after that drive in the pace car. That looked like fun.
It was so much fun. Thank you guys for interacting. What a great experience. And Tony Stewart for stopping by as well. But I couldn't wait to get up here. I am so excited of what's happening, the kind of racing that we're seeing today, this entire speed weeks here in Daytona.
Yeah, he came around, he came up the back, and he parked that thing back here in the back. So that's how that thing is fast.
We'll have a way home. Single file, 6-car breakaway. McMurray, Harvick, Keselowski. Earnhardt has rebounded from being stuck in the middle, back up to 4th. Pole sitter Elliott is 5th. And last year's winner Hamlin is 6th. Logano getting up to speed, but look, this pack's going to overhaul him.
I just got to believe that's something similar to what he experienced the other day. And I'm just, that'd be a big concern as we move through a 500-mile race here at Daytona. And they're certainly going to put him a lap down unless a caution comes out soon.
And as Vince tipped us from Thursday, a loose wheel for Joey Logano.
You know, guys, I don't understand. I can see a loose wheel on into a race maybe after a stop because they're trying to change tires so quick. But these wheels are supposed to be torqued with a torque wrench when you leave the garage area. So to happen twice in one race week makes no sense at all.
Boy,
Speaking of no sense at all, here come all the Toyotas to pit road.
Guys, this gets them in the window to make it to the end of stage 1. This gets them in the window right there.
I tell you what, it was a big boost was Kevin Harvick pushing the 22 back to the lead to stay on the lead lap.
Jamie?
You see the chassis adjustment for the 11 right sides. Car is good. The plans stick together all race long up front, Matt.
And Kyle Busch says his car is really good, no complaints on the 18.
Eric Jones, the rookie, missed his pit and had to pick up Daniel Suarez. Missed his pit stall completely. Wow. So strategy for the 6 Toyotas, all pitting at once. So now, on one tank of Sunoco Racefield, they can make it to the end of stage 1 without another stop. Daniel Suarez too fast on pit road. That will be a penalty. Jamie?
All kinds of issues going on for Daniel Suarez. He came in, missed his box, got busted for speeding, and now he has a tire issue. So he's coming back in. They'll change all 4 tires. Remember, this is the first big race for Daniel Suarez in the Cup Series. And he's getting a lesson as the whole pack coming toward him. He has to come back down to pit road.
2 rookies, both having trouble on that first green flag stop.
It's a learning experience, Mike. You make those mistakes, you learn from them.
You know, when I saw Joey Logano hit pit road, I thought, okay, could they be playing a pit strategy? And then we thought, we talked about the loose wheel, so we know that that's the case. I thought then when I saw the Toyotas hit pit road, I thought, well, did they think that the 22 was on pit road in a strategy move, or was this planned? But it looks to me like they've planned this out. Boy, just when you think you've seen it all, this happens and changes everything.
And that's part of the excitement of stage racing. It's going to overheat Larry Mack's calculator on when to pit, when to stop, and once the pits are going to close 2 laps from the end of each stage, whether you jump in there so you can be first on the restart or employ some alternate strategy.
But I'm not sure about their plan here because they needed all these Toyotas to be together to run fast enough to stay in front of this pack. Now Kenseth in the 20s on pit road.
But I think it shows the resolve of those Toyota teams, Gibbs particularly. They work together no matter what.
Jamie.
And Matt Kenseth was having a tire issue as well. The left front Goodyear is down here looking at these tires to see if there's something similar or if they're all unique issues.
Boy, a lot of problems early on here.
You know, going back to the Logano issue, I remember one time we didn't have the proper wheel spacer, and we thought the lug nuts were tight by torquing them like Larry McReynolds said, but they were torqued and tight, but the wheel was not on and secured. And as you ran in the race, it started working its way loose and vibrating, and you had to change it. And we eventually had to put another wheel spacer on. I don't know if that's the case, Larry, but it possibly could be for this to continue to happen.
Kevin Harvick is the leader. First time he's run the Daytona 500 in a Ford, and Harvick has now been out front for 3 laps. Let's take a look at today's Ford Performance Track Facts. Tiny Lund, you saw the story in pre-race, how he came down here with $1 in his pocket, pulled Marvin Pence from a burning car in a practice run, and was awarded the Wood Brothers ride, which he drove to victory in 1963 in a Ford. Bill Elliott, 2-time winner for Ford Thunderbird. One of those cars is in the Henry Ford Museum. Ford's last win in the great race, Joey Logano, 2 years ago.
Tiny Lund, 6'5", weighed about 275. I don't know how he got the name Tiny, but he was far from that, I can tell you. He could wheel a car.
Harvick, Elliott, Keselowski, Earnhardt, Ford, Chevy. Highest Toyota right now, after those pit stops, is Joey Gase in 16th.
Mike, it just seems like everybody's minding their manners right now. Haven't really seen anybody put a bumper to anybody yet. Not a lot of bump drafting going on.
Guys, I'm watching these 3 Toyota drivers, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., and they're running 46 40s and 50s. The lead pack is running 46 O's and teens. We watched them in practice the other day. It took 5 to 6 of those Toyotas lined up to run fast enough to stay in front of this. It was a great plan. It just went amiss when people were missing their pit boxes, loose wheels, and everything else.
Yeah, Larry, I think we sort of anticipated teams coming in early before the stage ended when the pits are still open. Well, I don't think any of us thought it would be this early, but by losing a couple of those Toyotas in this group, I think that it's not going to be long before that field is right on top of them.
Report from the pits, both Matt Kenseth and Daniel Suarez flat spotted their tires. Coming into the pit is Chase Elliott. Goes back to the lead, that number 22 of Joey Logano. Now just barely 1 lap down to Chase Elliott. You're riding with Kevin Harvick. Chris Neville.
Well, since 2011, Kevin Harvick has only led 1 lap at Daytona, so things looking pretty good today. He said after the clash last weekend that this is the best his team has seen speed-wise since he started at Stewart-Haas Racing, so feeling very bullish about the weekend. About 10 laps ago, he did say the back end of that car starting to get away from him off of turn 4.
And we'll see that a lot for that inside lane. When you're on the inside, you have to pull the wheel a little bit more to keep it on that yellow line. If somebody's on the outside of you and somebody's right behind you, you get the back end to step out a little bit more, getting into the corner, getting off the corner. So those cars on the outside, one of the reasons why they like to be there, the car handles a lot better. You don't have to worry about somebody being right on your door.
Chase Elliott battling back and forth for the lead. Who started on the pole here the last 2 years. Vince.
One of the concerns that this team had is the fact that they've not done a full fuel run during the daytime under the sun and the hotter conditions. The most they've run under these conditions is a 20-lap run. So now at lap 26, you're about halfway or a little more than halfway through a fuel run. The balance of the car shifts as the fuel burns away, and they've been a little bit concerned, this team, about how the car will handle at this stage in the run. So keep an eye on the 24 and others in regards to their handling this late in the fuel run.
You see side by side, Brian Blaney doing an excellent job coming up through there as Chase Elliott. Side by side with it. The best thing that can happen for that Toyota group out in front of this is for all these cars to stay side by side. As they start to get more single file, they will really start reeling them in.
And Jeff, I don't believe that gap between the lead pack here and the Toyotas up ahead there. I don't think they're gaining on them.
And they weren't, because they were dicing it up. We saw, Chase Elliott get to the outside of Joey Logano. There was some swapping back and forth in positions. But now as we see that inside lane start to become more and more organized, as Chase Elliott drops to that inside lane as well, the outside lane's starting to lose some of its energy. Watch them run down that group now.
And now with other cars a lap down, it's imperative that Logano keeps that yellow Ford out in front of the leader and stays on the tail end of the lead lap.
remind you of anybody?
You're acting so funny. What's wrong, Billy?
My doctor says I have Skittles pox.
Are they contagious?
I don't think so.
Contract the rainbow. Taste the rainbow. My new Georgia Gold chicken tenders at KFC make regular Gold jealous. My Georgia Gold is hand prepared with tangy honey mustard barbecue sauce, and Gold is only gold. Get it as a chicken little sandwich, extra crispy tenders, or extra crispy chicken for a limited time. KFC, it's finger-licking gold.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by the all-new KFC Georgia Gold Honey Mustard Barbecue Chicken. It's finger-licking gold. And by Toyota. Let's go places. Halfway through the first stage, and almost a collision, and hard into the wall goes Corey LaJoie. LaJoie misjudged his speed entering pit road, locked it up, spun to the outside to the wall. We're under caution.
Another rookie mistake.
The Stewart-Haas team had pitted prior to LaJoie coming in, so you saw Kevin Harvick finish up, and there goes Kurt Busch.
I think this is actually going to work out really good for all those cars that made it onto pit road, because once the caution fell, that allows them to get that pit stop done. No worry about going a lap down, and they'll have great track position when others come in.
Add Cole Wick to that group that just pitted, and it's the first caution flag of the day for third-generation driver Corey LaJoie in his first 500.
22 worked out too.
There's the green and white car. There's LaJoie toward the back of the field.
He just misjudges the speed here. He doesn't get it wound down enough. But he tries to avoid Clint Boyer, which Clint's thankful of, but unfortunately it loads over in the left rear, and he just can't keep it under control. Noses into the outside wall.
Just way too much speed.
Now, NASCAR has a new damaged vehicle policy that goes into effect in all three of its national series. You cannot take this car to the garage to repair it. You can bring it to pit road, and when he crossed the plane of the entrance to pit road, he goes on the crash damage clock. The team cannot add new body panels or new parts. They can do what they can to repair but not replace the damage, and then LaJoie will have to go back out on track, and when we go back to green, get up to minimum speed, which is 160, to be allowed to continue. We're under caution. We listened in on Clint Boyer.
What the hell is he doing? He went by me 100 mile an hour faster. It looked like he didn't have no brakes. Like he was coming towards you, and then he hung a right, thank God. I mean, it's like he didn't even have any brakes. I'm glad he went the other way.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was quite possible he was almost going to go right through you, Clint. So
Watch
you're
this
right.
again. Watch this. I mean, he is definitely coming. Here's Boyer right here. Here comes it. Whoa! Oh my gosh, that was just absolutely.
I mean, he made a late decision to come from the track onto pit road or onto the flat there. It certainly doesn't seem like it's slowing down.
You know what, Jeff? I think a veteran would know to touch his brakes, pump the brakes, be sure I got a full pedal. I don't think he ever got the brakes to work.
I also wonder if he knew he wasn't going to make it. He tried to abort and then lost control.
Pit road will be open this time by Jamie.
Newlywed Brad Keselowski in the first pit box as they enter pit road. He said the car's really been on the splitter lot. Heard that from different drivers throughout the day. They want to make an adjustment, help him. He said the car is good. It's not terrible. Chris?
Boy, David Reagan looking strong all of Speed Weeks. One of the quickest cars on Friday and Saturday. Very happy with his race car today. Matt?
40
For the folks that are over the wall here on the 42, right side tire says the car's good, Vince.
On that 21 of Ryan Blaney took right sides only as well. Down and away smoothly.
32 laps complete in this first 60-lap stage of the Daytona 500.
Heads up, we're going back to 77. Disco, bell-bottoms, and Ford F-Series starts at Temperate Runners, the best-selling trucks in America. Fast forward to 2017, F-Series is still king for 40 straight years. How? Rock-solid durability, up to the nanosecond technology, and jaw-dropping capability. No wonder the competition hasn't been number one since these. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 40 straight years.
The what?
Hello, Mr. Dumpty. Do you have a tax question?
Have you ever heard of the Humpty Dance?
Everybody knows that.
Well, I'm about to sue these guys. Will I be able to write off my legal fees?
Certain legal fees are tax deductible.
It is kind of catchy.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty.
Big Mac, Mac Jr., Grand Mac 2. That's 3 Mac sizes made just for you. So no matter where you might be at, there's a Big Mac for that.
Big Mac for that.
Shoot game inspired. Views keep getting higher.
There's a Big Mac for that.
You got a tight snack. Ooh, can you freeze it like that?
Big Mac for that.
Wait, there's 3 Big Macs for that actually. Let's go! Juicy, cheesy, iconic Big Mac. Now in 3 sizes, but only for a limited time. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Why pause a spontaneous moment? Cialis for daily use treats ED and the urinary symptoms of BPH. Tell your doctor about your medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain or Adempas for pulmonary hypertension, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have a sudden decrease or loss of hearing or vision or an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by the juicy, cheesy, iconic Big Mac. Whatever the moment, there's a Big Mac for that. And by Credit One Bank, the official credit card of NASCAR. 33 laps complete under caution at Daytona. Let's go to Jamie Little down at the eBay pit box.
What happens in a pit box during the course of a race often decides the outcome of the race. A lot of times you see the difference between winning and losing. That's why as a fan, this is the best place to watch a race. And as a reporter, it's the best place to cover a race. Well, our friends at eBay Motors, they understand that. They have created this pit box that will travel with us to all 16 races, allowing us to bring you the stories of the race as they happen.
Thanks, Jamie. Kevin Harvick, under caution, leader of the Daytona 500. Remember, he and his Stewart-Haas teammates were on pit road when the caution came out, scooted out, and now they are the leaders. But what does Harvick want to do next?
We need to put 4 tires on, period. Yeah, but, I mean, 2 tires is not good during the day. Yeah, 4. I mean, you got to decide. If you want to start back there and take a chance on getting tore up, we can. I mean, we can now. We gotta make those decisions on the fly when the caution's coming out. Take advantage of it.
That's a slight disagreement between the driver and the crew chief.
I know working with Kevin Harvick on the Xfinity Series race yesterday, he is a 4-tire guy. Every time I talked about 2 tires, he said, I believe I'd put 4 on. But that's the tightrope I talked about at the top of the show. Keeping 4 tires on there to help the handling or staying out of the eye of the storm.
What was it Dale Earnhardt told you once when you were his crew chief?
I'm in, I want 4, and I'm not leaving till you give them to me.
We saw this the other day. You know, Kevin made comments, hey, my car's loose. I need 4 tires every time I come in. We're seeing it again during the day. But I'm with Rodney Childers. You're going to lose track position, and are you going to make that up?
That's it. It's the lady or the tiger. It's either you want tires or do you want track position. You probably can't have both.
Got away with 2 at night, but I'm just like Kevin. I don't know that you get away with 2 over the long haul in the daylight, in the daytime, like with the track as hot as it is.
25 laps to go in this first 60-lap stage of the 500. New this year, stage racing, points awarded, caution will wave at the end of the stage, and we will regroup. 60 laps, and 80 laps to the finish.
Well, what I will say is this is more incentive for Kevin Harvick to keep this number 4, Jimmy John's Ford, out front. He knows that his car is going to drive at its best and not have to worry about those 4 tires if he can keep it up in clean air. So watch him pushing pretty hard to maintain that track position.
Most of the people around him have 2 tires, so they're all in pretty much the same condition.
Getting ready for the restart, Corey LaJoie did effect repairs and beat the 5-minute crash clock. Now we'll see if he can get up to minimum speed to be allowed to continue.
I'm a little, worried about that right front. I mean, he made heavy contact with that outside wall. It wasn't just fender damage.
I'm worried about his brakes.
Leader Kevin Harvick elected the inside line for the restart. That puts Jamie McMurray alongside. Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Truex and Reagan, Blaney and Larson, Stenhouse and Elliott. Your top 10 as we go back to green. That is Kurt Busch up the middle. He served a penalty for being too fast, exiting the pits on his green flag pit stop. So he's trying to come up from the back. Dale Earnhardt Jr., the 88, trying to relay a message to his much younger teammate Chase Elliott in the 24 about side drafting.
He just hops up there and sits still. You gotta know when to side draft without getting side drafted by the cars on the inside. So side draft when you know the other car behind him can't side draft you. And when if you go down there to side draft and there's a car stuck in his bumper, you're gonna get side draft. That ain't gonna do anything.
Well, you're getting lessons in the race through the radio from one of the best in the business, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
I love the way Junior, though, is talking to Chase or about Chase. We heard Kyle Busch talking about DJ Kim. These guys are trying to help these young guys learn as they go.
Let's take our Fox Aero tracks and let's show you exactly what they're talking about side drafting. This has been going on for several years now. Now you're going to see here, this represents the lead car. You see the airflow. Now that's the car trying to side draft. He's going to move up against that car and it puts more pressure on the rear spoiler and in that left rear wheel well. It slows that car down. It puts more drag on it. You don't speed up. It just slows that other car down.
And in the case of Chase Elliott, Dale Earnhardt Jr., what they were talking about, the same things apply if you're on the outside. If you're the car that goes to the right rear quarter panel and drags that car back or dumps that air onto the right side of the car.
Yeah, and Mike, what I'm seeing, Jeff, every race I was ever in here, you start off, everybody's calm and collected and got their thoughts, but then they have a caution. Everybody gets a deep breath. They make some adjustments to your car, and you go back out, and all of a sudden the race takes it. It goes to another level. The aggression picks up after that first caution.
One of the things I've been watching here is Chase Elliott, Austin Dillon as well, been working with Chase Elliott, trying to make this third lane move. And they were making some good progress. Then all of a sudden, a couple cars got out of that third lane, and they started to lose all their momentum, and now they've lost quite a few positions back. Double file side by side.
I tell you what, when you're on that outside and you see a chance to dive through the bottom and get in line with everybody else, you better take it. You hate to leave your buddy hanging, somebody that might have pushed you up there to help you get in that position, but when you see an opening, you want to get in it and let your buddy worry about him getting in another.
Joey Logano, the timing of that caution flag was very fortuitous for him. He was in front of the leader when the caution waved, so he got to come around and tag the back end of the field. He's back on the lead lap, back in contention.
And he knows he has a fast car, Mike, because he led this field around here at the tail end of the lead lap, so he's just biding his time to get back up front.
40 of 60 laps we're working as they come to the stripe. Harvick, the leader. He's been out front for the most laps, 17 now. 20 laps to go to the end of stage 1. We've had a few timing and scoring issues, but we are working through them. Apologize for that.
I got a little work to do here, but look at the 18, the 11, and the 78. 3 Toyotas. Chase just forced his way through there, but the 3 Toyotas near the front are starting to group up and try to work together.
This is a trend that we saw. Chase Elliott was very aggressive in the duels the other day. He went, shuffled back to the back of the pack, came back up through them, made some pretty aggressive moves, and then he got back to the front. It looks to me like he wants that track position back. He's going to be aggressive.
While they battle at the front, 7-time champion of this series, Jimmy Johnson, rode around out back until the caution flag, but now, Matt, he's making his moves.
Mike, the 7-time champ, like you mentioned, had to start at the back in a backup car, making his way to the front. Jimmy said the car was a little on the tight side during that first stage, but they just could not get enough energy to run the top. That's why he's working the bottom at this point.
And the other thing is, I think it's confidence. Hey, we got a lead change here. Here they go.
The Toyota's
outside.
Both sides of Kevin Harvick, they like a swarm. Here comes the 18 of Kyle Busch, the 78 Martin Truex, and the 11, last year's winner Denny Hamlin.
Boy, if Kevin Harvick wasn't liking that move to take 2 tires before, now he's got these cars right in front of him, beside him, outside of him. He's really not going to like it now.
My experience has been, if a driver doesn't like something about his car, he doesn't always get the most out of his car. He kind of got that in the back of his mind.
Ryan Blaney, that number 21 Wood Brothers Ford, working with Martin Truex. Now that's a Toyota and a Ford. Doesn't much matter who that other car is. You will help whoever can best help you. And look at Blaney's march from the back of the field. Remember, he started in a backup car.
Yeah, he had a very fast race car. All week long, he's had a fast race car. Unfortunately, a little incident that happened in the duel on Thursday caused some damage. And then they had to go to the back in the backup car. But boy, prior to that, he was one of the best cars out on track. And we're seeing that happen again here today.
It's a great. Leonard Wood and that whole crowd down there, Jeremy Bullins, that's a good bunch of guys. And this is their second year running all the races, and they have made huge improvements.
I just can't help but look at that image of Kyle Busch being up there. And just moments ago, they came in under green and were so far behind. Look at this move, 3 wide. He's not done yet.
No, Blaney shoots the middle.
He came to win this race.
I'm going somewhere, boys. You want to go with me?
He's got help from Brad Keselowski. 2 Fords on the top, a Toyota, Ford Toyota on the bottom.
And that's no slaps. He just
buddy.
took 3 wide. That's Mark Truex Jr., who almost won this race a year ago.
Has anybody got a pack that needs leading? I'm here.
Look how far back the 78 fell, just in that split second. That's all it takes. You get shuffled out, you go backwards that fast.
Truex went from 2nd to 16th. Kyle Busch to the front. Boy, that caution could not have come at a better time for the Toyotas. They were within 3 seconds of going a lap down.
Did you see that side draft, Jeff? Blaney dropped right down on the door of that 18 and then shot to the outside. Got him a little bit of a lead.
Well, that's the one thing that these veteran drivers that are around him, they don't know how Ryan Blaney drafts. They don't know some of the moves he's going to make. How aggressive, how patient is he going to be? So they've got to be a little bit timid and really learn his style. He's doing an excellent job. He's right up there with the best of them, but they're going to feel him out a little bit as we run this race.
And he got basically a teammate behind him, Greg Keselowski, pushed him along, so there's a good little pair right there. Got Harvick over on the inside and a Ford. Those Fords look pretty good up there.
45 laps in, 7 different drivers have led this Daytona 500. Ryan Blaney is trying to become the 8th as he surges ahead on the back straightaway. Working lap 46, you won't miss a minute. We're right here. Going to the double box on Fox.
I was made in the shadows of greatness, shaped by the hands of legacy, forged in the fires of racing. I've been challenged, tested, and proven. Whether it's on that track or off, the truth is, what you're made of is what you're made to do.
are starting at $14.99. For a limited time, we're pairing our tender, juicy signature steaks with a mouth-watering steamed lobster tail. But hurry in, starting at $14.99, a deal this good won't last for long.
People know me as Dale Earnhardt Jr. race car driver, but I have many sides. In my office, they call me Boss Man. I scout the talent, close the deals, do it all with a firm handshake. Gentlemen, to others, I'm Water Cooler Dale. Have y'all seen the pictures of Janet's baby? Oh, yeah. So cute. It's so cute. Oh, man. That's the dimples. Unreal. For protecting your small business and more, Nationwide is on your side.
Laps to go in the first stage of the Daytona 500. 49 of 60 laps complete. Ryan Blaney to the inside in colors that are familiar to victory lane here. Tiny Lund in 63, Cale Yarborough in 68, AJ Foyt in 72, David Pearson in 76, and that great finish with Richard Petty and the surprise Trevor Bayne in 2011 have all gone to victory lane for the Wood Brothers. Somebody just smacked the wall, and I think somebody was David Reagan.
38 yard. He's got heavy damage. Heavy damage. Dadgum, he was running so well.
Looked like there might have been contact that sent Reagan's Ford into the outside wall. He was running in 8th place.
Yeah, we saw some cars try to get 3 wide right there. I wonder if that...
No caution. Let's have a look.
He just got a little loose, then they went 3 wide. He tried to close the door.
Ooh. Yeah, got a little wide. 3 wide right there with the 17 car going up through the middle, and it just upset the 38 enough to get him in the wall.
Boy, watch how close Dale Earnhardt Jr., Logano.
27 car, Menard, he was in that.
So he saw where he got a little loose and he was getting wide. He needed to close that door to keep somebody from going 3 wide, but Ricky Stenhouse Jr. already had a run on him.
Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, and Ryan Blaney battle for the lead. Vince.
Well, typically, as you look at Ryan Blaney currently in that 3rd spot, the right-hand man of a crew chief is just that, a man. But in this instant, the right-hand man for the crew chief is a female. The lead engineer for Ryan Blaney and the crew chief, Jeremy Bullins, is Andrea Mueller. She's the only lead engineer in any of the top 3 series of NASCAR. She has proven her worth through the ranks with the Penske organization, and now the lead engineer on this 21 car for the Wood Brothers and driver Ryan Blaney.
Tell you what, she's got something going on her, because that 21 car is bad fast. Can you imagine Mike coming down? Well, you can. All these years the Wood Brothers come down here, and here they are in 2017 watching the 21 car battle for the lead.
Leonard Wood is 91. He's been coming down here for over 70 years, driving from Stewart, Virginia, and of course, always in a Ford.
Yes, sir.
There's Leonard Wood, Hall of Fame mechanic, with that 3rd place car.
Whoa, no. Wow,
this is what I love about this youth movement in NASCAR right now. You've got a guy like Ryan Blaney. He's not settling for anything. He's not content being second. He wants to get up there and lead this race.
Remember, we're coming to 8 laps or 7 laps when they cross the line to the end of this stage. So there's points involved here.
Well, I'm really curious to tap into Larry McReynolds and that crew chief calculator. You think they're going to come, Larry, before this thing goes to the caution and they close the pits?
I don't think they will, Jeff. I really don't. You know, it's there's nothing really to be gained by it right now, I don't think.
Well, I didn't think there's anything to be gained by those Toyotas coming down lap 10 or 12 either.
53 laps complete. At the conclusion of lap 58, pit road will close. until the stage-ending caution flag at lap 60 now. David Reagan has gotten back out on track after repairing the right side.
88.42.
Mike, this is really answering my question, though, how aggressive would these guys be coming to the end of a stage? I'm telling you, they're mixing it up pretty hard right now.
Now, you're watching Ricky Stenhouse on the right. He's coming across slow. He was 12th, and he may have gotten together with Ryan Newman in the 31.
Remember, he made contact with David Reagan earlier. This may be a tire that went down. He goes wide here. Now here comes Ryan Newman around him. He's just trying to keep it going straight because I think he has a problem.
I think he got a tire going down. That's why he pushed up the hill the way he did. You see right there, it just took off.
Jamie.
That's exactly right. He first got into David Reagan, left front damage on the 17 for Ricky Stenhouse Jr., but he said there was no smoke, so they were keeping an eye on it. There's certainly smoke now as that tire was cut down. He's coming to pit road.
Field laps past Corey LaJoy, who hit the wall to bring out the first caution back at lap 30. 5 laps to go to the end of stage 1.
And how important is the points in the end of these stages? Look at Dale Jr. All of a sudden, he woke up. Look at Jimmy Johnson. He's 7th. All of a sudden, he woke up. These guys are going after these points a lot more aggressive than I thought they would.
Yeah, DW, it's not just about you gaining points. You don't want to give up points to your competitors. And it's all about competition. If there's a prize out there, you want to go get it. And right now, there's points on the line in this stage as it ends.
At lap 60, points will be awarded 10 through 1 for first through 10th place.
They're starting to use the bumpers, Mike.
Sure are. Dale Earnhardt Jr. just gave Kevin Harvick a big push, Matt.
Multitasking during this race. You heard him earlier trying to give pointers to his young teammate Chase Elliott. He was telling his crew chief Craig Ives the car's a little bit on the tight side, but that really magnifies when he's in traffic, just looking at what adjustments they may make on the next stop.
And Mike, one thing about these stages, the drivers and everybody that in NASCAR has worked hard to come up with this formula. And the drivers believe in it. They think it's the hot tip. They think it's what's going to turn this sport around.
Here comes Harvick, 1 or 2 miles an hour quicker than Kyle Busch going off into the corner. Now he's got a little help from Blaney. Keselowski in the 2 outside of Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s 88.
Now, see, I really believe that was a patience.
Hey, here we go. Martin Truex is coming to pit road with 3 laps to go in stage 1. Pit road will close next time by.
Teammates, the 78 and the 77, both on pit road together, both Toyotas.
Truex and Eric Jones, the rookie. Vince?
Martin Truex Jr. on pit road. He's had an issue just the car being a little bit too tight for his liking, so they've been working on the balance. It's a 4-tire change for Truex in the 78. Having some problems getting that right rear off. It's going to make this stop even longer.
They got trouble down there, Mike. They could not. I don't know what's going on in the right rear, but he couldn't get the right rear off.
And here comes the field.
That's going to get him a lap down. Truex in the 70.
And when the leader hits the line, pit road will close for the balance of segment 1, which has 2 laps to go. Working lap 59 of 200 in the Daytona 500. Lap and a half to the end of this first stage. Green and white flag will wave, followed by the caution. And cars will have the opportunity, but not the requirement, to come to pit road.
Looked to me like the 2 tires on the 4 car paid off. It looked to me like it worked out pretty good. He's still sitting right there in 2nd place. I hadn't heard any issues, any handling problems.
59 laps complete. Next time by, after the 10th place car crosses the line, the caution will wave. Why the 10th place car? Because points are awarded only to the top 10 at that stage.
Like I said, I'm pretty anxious to see how racy they get right here because there are some points. I mean, are they going to try to get a run and try to make a couple extra points, maybe win the stage?
Looks to me like everybody's trying awfully hard right now. If there's an opportunity, they're going to take it. I know that 21 wants to get by the 4 to get to the 18. Just not sure he can do it. Dale Jr. right there. Keselowski up on the outside. What a battle.
Kyle Busch leads them down to the stripe with Harvick in tow. Blaney side by side for 4th. And the computer says Dale Keselowski over Dale Earnhardt Jr. For fourth place, with then Larson, McMurray, Hamlin, Jimmy Johnson, who started in the back, got up into the points-paying positions ninth, and Danica Patrick unofficially the top 10 at the end of stage 1. Kyle Busch is the first stage winner.
Hi, thanks for coming. This year, Chevy received more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other car brand.
I'm very, very impressed.
Did I mention they received more of them last year, too?
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
And the year before that. And the year before that.
So it keeps going.
In fact, Chevy has received more J.D. Power Awards for initial quality than any other car company 4 years in a row.
I'm speechless. Impressive. Chevy stepping up their game.
What's my father like?
Your father was like a storm appearing suddenly.
Michael, ready to get you out.
And then disappear just as quickly.
Storms. They can come back. Can't they?
The question is if they come back. Is it the same storm?
Brand new Hellcats for just $4.99 a month at Lake Kiwi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
This is pollock, and this is pollock, but they're totally different. One is pollock South Dakota, and the other is real wild-caught Alaska pollock from a certified sustainable fishery. And that's the pollock you'll find in the McDonald's Filet of Fish. So, no matter where you are, you can always get real fish caught sustainably from here.
Now get our wild-caught Alaskan pollock for a very tame price. 2 golden Filet of Fish sandwiches topped with tangy tartar sauce and melty cheese are just $4.
If you're home right now or you're in the hospital, we'll come to you.
Hi, I'm Joel Bieber. In the early 90s, some folks thought I was crazy when we ran a spaceship ad. But that was to remind that if you've been hurt, no matter where you are, we will come to you. Today, the spaceship is parked, but we still come to you. Call us right now. The Joel Bieber Firm.
When you're hurt, we'll come to you. Call Joel Bieber.
This is gonna be good. Did this just stop on its own?
Yeah.
Is that a touch screen? Does it have Bluetooth?
All came standard.
Came standard? Wow, that's unbelievable. This guy, huh? He's giving it to him.
You won't believe what standard can do.
Get 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2017 Toyota Corolla. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to the Daytona 500 on Fox. 62 laps in. Fox, 62 laps in, 138 to go. Here are how the stage points are awarded at the end of 60 laps and stage 1. Kyle Busch, the stage winner. Look how Jimmy Johnson, Danica Patrick worked up into the top 10 in the closing laps of the first stage. Now, Jeff, how about your AARP keys to the drive?
Well, we're already seeing it play out here. Strategy. I mean, the strategy of the crew chief, when to pit, 4 tires, 2 tires, fuel only, and the strategy and how the driver capitalizes on that, makes the most of that strategy, balancing out aggressiveness with patience. And then, will that place the driver in position? We talked about track position with Kevin Harvick and some of these others to battle for a stage win or victory in the Daytona 500. Finally, you must execute flawlessly while eliminating mistakes to earn that Harley J. Earls trophy.
The pit road will open this time. Under this officially the second caution flag of the day. The first came out for Corey LaJoie at lap 30. When it appeared, his brakes were not working as he tried to enter pit road and veered right, bounced off the outside wall. This is the second caution for the end of stage 1. These laps do count as the... Jamie.
And Brad Keselowski thinking about it as he comes in. Won this race last July, led 115 laps. This car seems to be about as good. Brad saying the car is good. He goes over the line. They have to back him up to wait to change the tires for Brad Keselowski. Chris?
Harvick was not happy with that two-tire call, but he was able to make it work. He's saying definitely want 4 tires with a little tape on the grill this time. Matt.
Kyle Busch getting serviced by one of the most tenured crews in all of NASCAR. 4 of the 6 have been together since 2007. 4 tires on this stop, Vince, no changes.
4 tires on the Ryan Blaney 21 machine as well for the 23-year-old in his 3rd Daytona 500, running 3rd.
Kyle Larson is going to win the Sunoco race off pit road. Fueled by Sunoco, he picks up 5 positions with just a 2-tire change ahead of Kevin Harvick. And stage 1 winner, Kyle Busch.
Now, why don't we check in with Kyle Busch? Hey, Kyle Busch, Jeff Gordon up in the Fox Sports booth. Hey, you guys made an early pit strategy move, came on pit road, almost went a lap down. You end up winning that stage. I mean, walk us through that.
Yeah, I think that was pretty good work by our boys there, and great work by our Toyota teammates also to stick with us there and to keep us fast enough in order to stay on the lead lap and maintain that. So, you know, unfortunately, a couple of our guys had a little bit of trouble there, but all's good for the number 18 M&M Toyota right now, leading to being up front.
All right, well, you're certainly looking good, and curious to see what happens in stage 2. I tell you what, that was pretty exciting. What did you think of that stage?
I thought it was pretty good. You know, we certainly had our moments there when we were in the pack early on, and then we had a little bit of a separation there when we did our pit stop. And there at the end of it, you know, we had to restart behind the front row there with the 4, and I don't even remember who was there, and kind of work our way up through a little bit. So all's good. You know, definitely a strategy play for us there. That was good, and I'm looking forward to this next one to see what happens.
All right, good luck.
2 major issues on pit stops. Brad Keselowski came in 4th, but had to back up, came out 14th. Austin Dillon came in 18th, but was too fast entering.
Wow! They got a Mac Jr., a Big Mac, and a Grand Mac? Man, there's a Mac for every move. We talking about the left, right, left crossover? What? We got a Big Mac for that, and we talking about 30 feet, nothing but that. Splash! We definitely got a Big Mac for that. To the hoop stop. Alley-oop, watch your head. There's a Big Mac for that. Juicy, cheesy, iconic Big Mac, now in 3 sizes. I want to see what you got. All the way up. Get that out of here, boy. No, 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 no.
Introducing the Mercedes-Benz family of vans, including the full-size Sprinter and the mid-size Metris. If these are your wingtips, if this is your gourmet latte, then these are your vans. Vans for professionals. Strictly professionals. Best commercial van residual value according to ALG, and starting at just $25,995. Mercedes-Benz. Vans born to run.
Belongs to everyone. The best things in life, they're free. Stars belong to everyone. They claim that for you and for me. Flowers in spring, the robins that sing, the sunbeams that shine, they're yours and they're mine. Love can come to everyone. The best things in life, they're free.
The stage is set for an act of redemption. Last year's national champions let the conference tourney slip through their grasp. Now, the Big East best go to battle again in college hoops' most legendary tournament. The Big East tournament begins March 8th on FS1.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of NASCAR. And by Goodyear, tires chosen by experts for superior performance. Goodyear, more driven. And we welcome you inside the Hollywood Hotel, the eBay Motors race break, and Kyle Busch has the most wins of any driver who has yet to win a Daytona 500, winning Stage 1, the first ever Stage 1 in the history of NASCAR. And you can see the aggressive driving already. In last year's Daytona 500, we had a total of 20 lead changes. We already have 12 after just 60 laps. Joey Logano, former 500 winner, with problems and unscheduled pit stops. Some rookie mistakes. Daniel Suarez, Eric Jones at age 20, youngest in the field here, both having problems with their pit stall going a lap down. Corey LaJoie, the feel-good story getting into the race, locks up coming down pit road and had to go with a caution. David Reagan also into the wall, who has run well on restrictor plate tracks. And Kyle Busch, you just heard him talk about the strategy involved as he winds up winning Stage 1. Kevin Harvick led the most laps along with Kyle Busch at 18 in that first stage. So we have Stage 2, and then, of course, the completion of the race. And if a driver can win all 3 stages, then he will drive for the cycle here at the Daytona 500. Let's check in right now with Chris Neville at our eBay Motors pit box.
Chris, I think when we arrived at Speed Weeks, we were all impressed with the speed that we saw from Team Penske and the Toyotas. But then we got to qualifying, and it was Hendrick Motorsports up front. In the race today, obviously those Toyotas running strong, but some mistakes out there from Team Penske. And watching the Fords now, I think we're going to have to see that the banner might be carried by Stuart Haas.
Well, we'll be watching closely. Long way to go. Thank you very much from the eBay Motors pit box. Let's head back upstairs to Jeff Gordon, Darrell Waltrip, and Mike Joy.
Now, I like that. Drive for the cycle. We're going to have a whole new vernacular with stage racing. And that's a good one, Chris. 66 of 200 laps completed. Eric Jones and Matt Kenseth took the wave around to go to the tail end of the lead lap for this restart. Ricky Stenhouse and Daniel Suarez also took the wave around to move up to 1 lap down. All 40 cars still running, and that includes the 15 of Michael Waltrip, our Fox Sports analyst, currently 25th.
These stages are just right because, I mean, we're going to come to the green. We're getting 67 laps, and it's just outside of your fuel window. You couldn't quite come on pit road, and I don't care who you are, back in the field and top off and make it to the next stage.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. running in 5th for this restart. We listened in.
Yeah, we're making me rethink the blend roll if there's people pitting like this. Oh, yeah. Yeah, what's going to make me nervous is if we're 3 wide and then somebody's blending into 1, that's going to get real sketcy. Yeah, that was pretty frightening because you can't see the car because of the, you just can't see it. I'm just listening to you and hoping for the best.
Yeah, it sounds like what he's talking about is once he gets off pit road and then you get onto the banking.
The pace car will make a sharp left turn, and the field will approach the Geico restart zone. Anywhere in that zone, Kyle Larson, who's on the inside, can hit the gas and accelerate, and the green flag will wave. If he doesn't do it by the end of the zone, the starter restarts the race, and we're back under green. Kyle Busch on our Fox box, the Stage 1 winner, currently 3rd. Behind Larson, Harvick on the outside. Help for Ryan Blaney.
Mike, you just get more and more comfortable with your car. You kind of know what you got now, if not any guesswork. That's why we're going to see these guys starting to push each other a little bit more, maybe be a little bit more aggressive as we go further into this race.
Yeah, we're already seeing him be aggressive as Brad Keselowski jumped to the outside of the 95 there and took him 3 wide.
Now, race leader Kyle Larson took on only left side tires on that stop to gain track position.
I don't know. I would question that.
He's not a veteran like Kevin Harvick who loves 4 tires. We know this guy doesn't mind hanging it out. He's young and aggressive.
Yeah, well, the crew knows they can put the left side tires on that thing a lot quicker than they can run around and put the right side of the tires on. So they must have confidence that the car likes lefts versus rights, but I'm not sure I feel that way.
Jamie McMurray into the back of the 88. Dale Earnhardt Jr. gave him a big bump at the end of the back straightaway. Let's check on Kyle Larson's spin.
Mike, they've been cycling the tires on the 42. First they went rights, and then rights again, and then lefts on this last stop. They made a significant wedge adjustment to try to improve the handling and score track position, like you mentioned.
Yeah, well, that car's fast. We've seen that car run up front, in some of the preliminary races, so we know the 42 is fast.
And I've seen a strategy work pretty well like that at Talladega. Big, wide, much different type of racetrack. Here, these corners are a lot tighter. The transitions are more abrupt. I don't know if that's going to work out well. It certainly is right now. They've got track position. If he can maintain that, he'll be fine.
We'll know shortly, I can promise you, if it's going to work or not.
Kyle Larson has just led his first Daytona laps in the Cup Series. Well, it's that time again. It's a new season. Time to wind up the Fox NASCAR Crank It Up. Last year's winner restarted 10th, dropped like a rock all the way to 35th place during this run. Jamie, what's up?
Well, Mike, coming into this race, the idea for the Toyotas, the plan was to stay up front the whole time, but as you see, they've all been split up throughout the course of this race so far. Denny just told his team, guys, I'm dropping back. He just didn't have a good feeling about how they were racing up front. He wants to lean back. You see, he caught Daniel Suarez, one of his teammates, and he's going to hang there until he has a better feel and gets his teammates in line, and they'll go to the front.
There's a point in every race, in the Daytona 500, where you look at a situation and you say, I don't like the way this looks. I don't like the way it feels. You got Blaney up there. We know he's aggressive. You got Larson up there. We know he's aggressive. You got Kyle up there. They're aggressive drivers. This may not be the best time to be up there amongst them.
Kind of like there's a storm brewing.
Yeah, it's getting a little cloudy up there.
Two backup drivers up in the top five, Ryan Blaney and Jimmy Johnson.
Type 2 diabetes? Listen up. We're not professional athletes, but that doesn't mean we're giving up.
I'm in this for me.
For me. Along with diet and exercise, Farxiga helps lower blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes, lowering A1C by up to 1.2 points.
Do not take if allergic to Farxiga. If you experience symptoms of a serious allergic reaction, such as rash, swelling, difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking and seek medical help right away. Do not take Farxiga if you have severe kidney problems, are on dialysis, or have bladder cancer. Tell your doctor right away if you have blood or red color in your urine, or pain while you urinate. Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast infections in women and men, serious urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, and kidney problems. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have signs of ketoacidosis, which is serious and may lead to death.
I'm in this for my family.
I'm in this for me.
Ask your doctor about Farxiga and learn how you can get it for free.
This is the Silverado Special Edition.
This is one gorgeous truck.
Oh, did I say there's only one special edition? Because actually there's 5.
Nice. Strength and style.
Which one's your favorite?
Come on with me.
It's Truck Month. Find your tag for an average total value over $11,000 on Chevy Silverado All-Star Editions when you finance through GM Financial. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer. Hi, I'm the internet.
You've got mail.
What do you think I look like? I'm wiring.
Oh, I love stuff. Give me more stuff.
We're no strangers to love.
I love that.
Hey! I know a bunch of people who'd like that.
Who is that?
The internet loves what you're doing. So build a site in under an hour. Start for free at GoDaddy.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Hooters, the official home of race fans, and by AARP, Real Possibilities.
8 cars single file out front after 76 laps, led by Kevin Harvick, Ryan Blaney, Jimmy Johnson, Joey Logano, and Michael McDowell. At Chevy Truck Month, get to your local Chevy dealers. Choose the Silverado that's right for you. Chevrolet.
Interesting top 10 right now, guys. Really interesting. The first 3 or 4 there. I mean, Johnson's starting to back. He's up to 3rd. But McDowell, he's 5th. Dropped down just a little. Chris Buescher's 8th. He's running 8th. McNard 9th. Ty Dillon in the 13th car running 10th. That's some guys we haven't seen much of near the front, but they're up there right now.
You know, this is that time in the race we've seen before where they start to get settled in, get single file, say, hey, you know, let's ride this out a little bit. But they're not going to be able to ride out too long because we will come to the end of stage 2. Larry?
Yeah, the window has opened to be able to pit under green and make it to the end of stage 2, but I don't see a lot of teammates organized. I will say this. I see 5 Ford drivers in the top 7, but I like what they did in that first stage. They split it in half. 30 pitted under green for 30 laps to the end.
Let's get a look at our nationwide Dale Jr. Performance Report. Matt Gilpin.
Mike, a trend that we've seen dating back to last year, the Chevrolets, especially in the Hendrick camp, sensitive in aero issues. The wings have picked up. The flags are really flying now. Dale Jr. reporting that if a car gets on his right rear, he really loses grip, and it's a quick sensation of the car swinging free.
It makes a lot of sense. I mean, you try to hide that rear spoiler as much as possible. Get it out of the wind as much as possible. Everything is kind of skewed to the left as much as possible. But that means the right side is vulnerable.
We'll mention during that pit stop, Earnhardt's teammate, Casey Kane, thought he was overheating. It looked like they added water beneath the hood of his Chevrolet, but Kane is fine. He's just outside the top 10.
You know, this is part of that risk versus reward when you talk about Dale Earnhardt Jr. and handling. He wants to be aggressive and get up there and get better track position. The car will handle better up there. But the car's edgy. It's a little loose. He's not as comfortable. How are you going to be aggressive and make those moves to get up there if the car feels like it?
And Mike, we saw him practice. One of the last cars off the track yesterday.
Laps complete out of 200 in the Daytona 500. 20 laps complete in stage 2. 40 to go. Single file through the top dozen, but for Kyle Busch. Down on the inside. Is he pitting?
Yes, he is. Yes, he's coming. Here come some other guys with him back there in the back.
I'll bet they're Toyotas.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, Mike. Don't lock those tires up this time.
Jamie?
And this was all orchestrated, a lot of radio communication, even though they were split up, some in the back, some in the front. The Toyotas are in. Denny Hamlin, do not slide him, was the call. Right sides only for him and the 19 of Suarez, Matt.
Solid stop by the 18, guys. Waiting on fuel. He's He's full. Now he's just waiting on his corporate teammate, the 77, the 11, and 20.
The only Toyota of the Gibbs and Furniture Row cars that did not stop was Martin Truex. That's because he is one lap down, in position to get the free pass should the caution come out. Single file up front. 82 laps complete.
You don't look like you're from around here.
Welcome to America. Look back, go.
Welcome to St. Louis, son.
Beer for my family.
Thank you. The next time, this is the beer we drink.
Never had that nice.
Doppelsbusch.
Okay, that's a one-piece breast, $5. Pot pie costs you $5. That's a famous bowl, $5. Tenders for a $5, and that's my two-piece original recipe, also $5. That's 5 real meals, each for $5. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Introducing the Mercedes-Benz family of vans, including the full-size Sprinter and the mid-size Metris. If these are your wingtips, if this is your gourmet latte, then these are your vans. Vans for professionals. Strictly professionals. Best commercial van residual value according to ALG, and starting at just $25,995. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
No, we were actually fixed up by my cousin.
Yeah.
And I thought this life that he led was so glamorous.
I warned her.
Can't wait to have dinner with that family again.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Budweiser. Pursuing the American dream since 1876. This Bud's for you.
85 laps complete now. The way this strategy plays out, the 4 Toyotas that pitted together are about to be inhaled by the race leaders. They did not come off pit road as a pack, and once they got gathered up together, the front of the field just had too much momentum.
Watch Denny Hamlin, though.
Yeah.
He moved up, did the block on Kevin Harvick, so that might keep these guys on the lead lap.
Well, we know Kyle Busch was leading him, but he got a car that can lead the race, and Denny fell to back. I figured this strategy was going to work for him, so we'll see. I like that move by Kyle Busch, though, to break that momentum and give these guys a chance to get going.
Fortunately, Matt Kenseth is the odd guy out. He's falling all the way to the back of this line. Larry?
Yeah, if they stay right there and the Fords do hit pit road in the next 4 to 5 laps, because they're kind of organized up there, then maybe this is going to work out okay for them. But they got to stay up front.
Wow, dicey right there. You saw Hamlin trying to block the 4. Kevin Harvick wants to put these cars a lap down.
Kevin Harvick
was pretty wild.
He would have no part of that. He said, you think you can block me? Watch out, brother.
So if this plays out as it did in stage 1, we would expect those Fords to come to pit road at roughly halfway, Larry, or lap 90?
Lap 90 would be splitting stage 2 in half, just like they did stage 1.
And see, Mike, this is what we were saying about these stages. We didn't know how these teams were going to approach this today. Didn't know how they were going to come in, come out, what they're going to do on the pit stop, and we're seeing what these teams have thought about. The 40 guys want to do it half and half. Everybody else got a little bit different strategy.
You're right, DW, but what we did anticipate was this shaking things up, especially strategy, and it has.
Now, the Chevrolet drivers are kind of all over the map in different places. Remember, Jimmy Johnson had to go to a backup car after Thursday's dual race, so he has come from 38, rode out back for quite a while before working his way up into the top 10, and now runs third behind the Fords of Kevin Harvick and Ryan Blaney.
From what I heard from that team was when they first got this backup car, they didn't see much speed in the car, weren't real happy with it, but they really worked on it hard, ended up trying some different setups. Now look at this, they've got a car that's pretty fast and handling pretty well.
And here's a good Cinderella story. Michael McDowell, he's a good restrictor plate racer and an excellent road racer, becoming a veteran in this series, driving that Levine Racing number 5, and he is in 5th place.
How about that running 8th, that 13 car, Ty Dillon and Chris Buescher, those two guys running 8th and 9th. That's pretty impressive for them, too. There you see them right there, the 13. There's Buescher just falling in behind Martin Truex Jr.
Buescher in the 37.
That kid that says, I've got a pusher here. I'm going to take advantage of this and work my way back up there, try to get back on this lead lap before they pit.
Well, those Toyotas up front are making it tough for Kevin Harvick and the other cars on the lead lap trying to get by.
Pretty impressive.
And put them a lap down.
Pretty impressive. Eric Jones in that 77 able to stay up there with Kyle Busch. We haven't talked about him much since we've been down here, but he's hanging in there pretty well right now.
We are coming to lap 90, as Larry said. That'll be the halfway point in this second stage. Will Ford follow the same plan?
We're getting ready to come here.
Sounds like they are.
It's their strategy.
You see Jimmy Johnson move up. He knows somebody's waved out the window that they're coming. He's moving up to go around them.
Harvick, Blaney, Logano.
McDowell.
Most of the Fords are coming in. Jamie.
Remember last time, it's hard for Brad Keselowski to get woed up in time. He slid through his box. This time, they said, take care of your tires. That's usually an indication he'll take rights. Chris?
First green set flag stop. Harvick took 2 tires. Wasn't happy about it. Rodney Childers giving him 2 tires this time. Vince.
The 21 of Ryan Blaney is in. They told him stop a little short in the box so you can exit if somebody comes in front of you. Joey Logano in as well, both with right sides.
So all the Penske cars came in, including the Wood Brothers car for Blaney. That's 3. 3 of the 4 Stewart Haas cars pitted, all but Clint Boyer.
And this is lessons learned. This is what we saw the Toyotas do last year, and they dominated. And I think the Ford teams have bought into this program, and they're making it work for them this year.
Martin Truex on pit road. He did not pit with the rest of the Toyotas, trying to get the free pass, but now that he's no longer in that position, he'll come to pit road.
Mike, I think we're going to see the biggest manufacturer battle that we've seen in years between these Ford Chevrolets and Toyotas.
Vince.
He lost last year in the closest Daytona 500 finish ever by 1/100th of a second. It's been a little bit of a struggle today, too. Remember, they had the loose wheel issue earlier in the race. Right side tires for Truex on this stop.
We've been all green in the second stage of the Daytona 500 that will carry us to lap 120. The third and final stage will be 80 laps to the checkered flag.
I'm really curious. I agree, DW. It's a manufactured battle this year. We've seen it heating up, quite a rivalry. And I'm just curious, how are the Chevrolets going to respond? I'm looking forward to seeing how they get organized and attack to go against the Toyotas and the Fords and what they're up to.
The Chevys have not pitted. Right now they have the top 8 positions, led by Jimmy Johnson, Chris Buescher, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Long live the courageous, the tenacious, the ones who push forward and give back. Long live the greater good, the helping hand, and long live the truck built to outlast them all. Ram, America's longest lasting pickups.
Now get 0% APR or an average $10,670 in total values on the 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab.
For millions of baby boomers, there's a serious virus out there that's been almost forgotten. It's hepatitis C. 1 in 30 boomers has Hep C, yet most don't even know it, because it can hide in your body for years without symptoms, and it's not tested for in routine blood work. The CDC recommends all baby boomers get tested. If you have Hep C, it can be cured. For us, it's time to get tested. Ask your healthcare provider for the simple blood test. It's the only way to know for sure.
Okay, that's a one-piece breast, $5. Pot pie costs you $5. That's a famous bowl, 5 bills. Tenders for a $5, and that's my two-piece original recipe, also $5. That's 5 real meals, each for $5. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
I am totally blind. I lost my sight in Afghanistan.
If you're totally blind, you may also be struggling with non-24. Call 844-844-2424 or visit my24info.com.
You don't need sunlight or wide open spaces. You don't need 4 wheels. Actually, you don't need any wheels. You don't need a lot of time. You don't even need gravity. All you need is an engine and Sunoco fuel.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Ram Trucks, America's longest plastic pickup.
95 laps complete here in Daytona. Jimmy Johnson leading, Dale Earnhardt Jr. And here's how the Coca-Cola family of drivers are faring, all still running. Daniel Suarez is 1 lap down, as is Denny Hamlin. Everybody else is on the lead lap, and due to pit stop strategy, this should change quite a bit between now and lap 200. Dale Earnhardt Jr. to the point. Elliott Sadler, Jimmy Johnson, Chase Elliott, Chris Buescher, 5 Chevrolets in front. Most of the Toyotas and Fords have already made a pit stop under green in this second stage.
Seems like some of these guys, like Jimmy Johnson, Dale Earnhardt Jr., these guys seem like they're doing it the conventional way, 60 laps, 60 laps. Everybody else, Fords, Toyotas, they seem to be playing a little bit of game here, trying to figure out if there is a winning strategy.
Elliott Sadler is a regular in the Xfinity Series that ran here yesterday, NASCAR's AAA Series. Sadler won Stage 1, he won Stage 2 and appeared on his way to victory, got caught up in a crash late in the race, did not finish. This is a one-off drive for Sadler with Tommy Baldwin racing. Baldwin, second-generation racer, was one of NASCAR's charter teams last year. This year, he'll make sporadic appearances here in the Cup Series and also run a bunch of races with his beloved modifieds.
Right now, kids eat free.
Hey, Mike, Daryl, Jeff, these guys that are going on conventional strategy, they're going to have to pit here in about the next 6 to 8 laps because that's the fuel window, 44 to 48 laps. They pitted on lap 63. We went back at lap 67, so they're within just a few laps of having to make green flag stops.
Lap 39 of 60 in Stage 2, so those Fords pitted at lap 30 of 60 in this stage, lap 90 of the race.
You know, it's just a dangerous game that these others are playing by anytime you pit early, there's a chance if a caution comes out, if something goes wrong, you could very possibly be a lap down. If this stage goes all the way to the end, they're probably going to be in good shape.
I really think it's almost like they're running this race backwards. You know, trying to figure out, how do I get to the front? Where do I get my track position at the end of the day? And maybe they think this strategy, the Toyotas and the Fords, is going to get them there.
Clint Boyer earlier had contact, and he was concerned if that's really affecting the aerodynamics on the right rear.
Brett, do I got a parachute on the right rear? No, not from up here. It doesn't look to. Guys, there's no parachute. Let's drive the car and let's go up to the front. Well, unless there's a rocket button in here, you're going to have a little trouble right now. Patience, Grandpapa, patience. I'm just saying, we repaired the right rear. It should be okay.
We might get our Fox cameras to that right rear to show these boys. Yes, Clint, you do have a parachute. You can see how that right rear has been buckled and pushed in, and it has pulled that right rear fender out.
See it right here.
Yeah, that to me, That's a parachute.
That's a parachute. Plus, he's lost the rear quarter panel back there where you get your side force from. So he's got some serious issues they need to address if they get a chance.
Not sure if Corey LaJoie clipped him in that lap 30 caution or if he got into another skirmish.
That almost looks like the car got a little loose and he smacked the ball with the back of the car, but I don't think I saw LaJoie hit him when he came down the pit road there that time. Got close.
Very close. The only non-Chevrolets in the top 10 right now are Cole Witt's number 72 Ford and Michael Waltrip's Toyota.
We're pitting in 3 laps. Pitting in 3.
Here we go.
There we go, 3 laps.
There's the California driver, Cole Witt.
Let me just remind you of this. When we get to this next stage and that flag comes out, all this is over. We got us an 80-lap race that we don't know if we're going to get no cautions or 8 cautions.
That's
So,
right.
Larry, you think they go right back to traditional,
I think
maybe
you
the
have
same
to.
strategy
Yeah.
of what
I
we're
think
seeing
you
out of
have
Chevrolet?
to. You'll have to pit at least one more time.
Chris Myers? Chris Neville, excuse me.
No, we're talking about strategy, Michael Waltrip. That team's strategy today was if they're running around 20th, they were going to be pretty conservative, but as soon as you get into the top 15, well, that's when we want to start going for it. And you look at the last 10 or 15 laps, that's exactly where Michael Waltrip's has been.
Michael's somewhat of a contrarian, you know. He'll figure out a strategy all of his own.
We're just past halfway in the Daytona 500. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is your leader. Matt.
Mike, Jeff, and DW were talking about different scenarios of trying to put those Toyotas a lap down. That's what Greg Ives told Dale Earnhardt Jr. Try to put them a lap down. You've got a Chevrolet behind you and also a teammate to help. And Jr. simply said, I cannot get a run. I am wide open.
I mean, he may be able to get a run, but it's going to take some risk to do that. He's going to have to put himself in a vulnerable position, so he's got to weigh out that risk versus reward. And I think right now, he's in a pretty good position and maybe just feels like it's not quite worth it. And there's not enough cars lined up behind him to really manipulate how he can get that run made.
I mean, Dale Jr. is one of the smartest restrictor plate racers that I've watched in a long, long time. He knows when to make that move, and he knows this is not the time. I always had a theory, Jeff. Why do I want to race people that can't beat me? At this point, anyway, I might turn around later on, but they can't beat me right now. They're on the tail end of the lead lap.
Yeah, well, once the Chevrolets come down pit road, it's going to be a whole new race. And you know what? They're going to jockey for position as well and try to make sure that they get back to the front and lead this stage and get some extra points.
We may see some stops this time among the Chevy teams. 16 laps to go in stage 2. No takers at the front of the pack. Wow, at the back of the pack, here comes a bunch.
A covey of quails coming in there.
10 cars in all coming to the pit lane. Eric Almirola in a Ford. There's Brendan Gaughan, Trevor Bayne, Ryan Newman, A.J. Allmendinger, Austin Dillon, and Clint Boyer is also in. All green flag stops.
Whoa, Kyle Busch is around. Big wreck.
Wow. There's
Dale Jr. got involved.
Oh, Junior's in it, and Matt Kent's in it.
And Ty Dillon and Eric Jones are all piled up in turn 3.
What the heck happened?
The 18 just turned around. I don't know if he got himself in a unique position or the car got loose right there going in the corner or he had a tire going down, but it just turned around in front of everybody.
A lot of damage to the 88 car, right?
And that Toyota plan of drafting together appears to have come undone.
We got to see that again because I don't know what happened to that 18 car. I'm like you, Joe. I just saw him starting to get sideways.
Kyle Busch, one of the favorites for the 500. And now, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is on the 5-minute crash damage clock. Remember, if you can drive it back to pit road, you can try to repair it.
All right, let's see what we got.
There's Kyle Busch.
All by himself.
Boy.
Oh, it just turned. I mean, that has to be a tire. There's no way that car just jumped around like that without something happening to it. I mean, he just lost. That thing just went sideways.
They were working their way through some slower traffic right here. I can't imagine that there was an aero situation there, but
something cut that
it
tire.
definitely turned around.
Did he make contact with that car he was passing?
That's a good question.
I didn't see any, but we can look at it again.
I mean,
He's just right there. He's all by himself. Now watch. All of a sudden, that car goes around like a left rear tire maybe went down.
Before that, he and Michael McDowell were pretty close together on the racetrack.
Junior almost go up on two wheels.
Jimmy Johnson scoots through.
No, that thing just turned around, Mike, all by itself.
You're right. McDowell was nowhere near him.
Right.
Kyle Busch has gone to the garage. He is out of the Daytona 500. Per the new crash damage policy rules. Here's what Kyle had to say.
Fantastic. What, left rear? I think it was the right rear. Right rear went down. Just entering turn 3.
Wow.
Nice miss by Elliott Sadler in the 7. A wild ride for Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88. Right here, right up and over the nose of Kyle Busch's car. Wow.
Boy, I tell you, that was lucky.
Now, under the crash damage policy, they can make repairs to Junior's car on pit road, but they cannot replace parts with new parts. As Kyle Busch climbs out, look at the splitter is all bent up. Right side, right front corner sheet metal gone. And how much suspension damage as he climbed right over the nose of Kyle Busch's car?
You see a 3,500 pound car go up on two wheels, you know he's made a lot of contact and it's going to cause a lot of damage.
Unfortunate for Ty Dillon, too. He was having a pretty good run. He got caught up in that.
I really thought Matt Kenseth might get another shot at it after last year just coming up short there at the end. That's not going to happen now.
Eric Jones finally got his car where it was pretty competitive, keeping up with the leaders, running with them, and then he gets in this.
It's not going to drive very good, but will it make minimum speed? That's the only question on their minds right now.
Yeah, that's doubtful.
Now, minimum speed is a lap at 56 seconds. That's 20% slower than race pace. Jamie?
Well, we heard Kyle Busch's radio say right rear. Kyle, did you have any indication leading into that issue?
No, I wished I would have. If I would have tried to wave off as many guys behind me as I could, but it happened just as soon as we started picking up load into turn 3 and just spun around. I actually felt like I hung onto it for a long ways, and then finally it went. I don't know if it was the left rear that went down or the right rear that went down, but man, tore up 3 JGR cars in one hit, and also Junior. So I feel bad, horrible for those guys, but man, nothing that we did wrong. Obviously Goodyear tires just aren't very good at holding air, so it's very frustrating when we have that down here every single year we've been here. Last year we had it as well too. It wrecked us in practice and tore up a car. A few cars actually were in that as well. So this M&M's Camry though, we were just biding our time, playing it out, trying to see what the strategies we're going to do at the segments. Thankfully we have a segment point, out of this day. That's a positive, but man, you're trying to win the Daytona 500 here, and that's just so disappointing.
All right, now Kyle Busch, because of the new NASCAR policy, even though he drove back to the garage, he will go to the medical center to be checked and evaluated.
Thanks, Jamie. For the second day in a row, as in yesterday's Xfinity Series race, the winner of Stage 1 will not be around to see the checkered flag. Now, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is back out onto the racetrack, so when he crossed the line at the end of pit road, the crash clock stopped, and he'll have a chance to get up to minimum speed. Now, Elliott Sadler is the race leader. He snuck right through the middle of all that. Did a terrific job.
Remember the last time that 7 car was leading a race at Daytona? Been a while, but it was when...
Let's take a look at how Jimmy Johnson's spotter helped him worry less through this with Liberty Mutual Insurance spotter coverage.
Front of you, come on, baby. Come on. That was nice. Caution out. Here's some fuel here. Stay. Pull down on the apron and ran the footer across the ground pretty hard, but I think we're fine. It's okay there.
Earl Barbin, Jimmy Johnson's spotter. As we're under caution for the 3rd time today, Kyle Busch loses a tire. There are the spotters. Loses a tire in turn 3, collecting Dale Earnhardt Jr., Eric Jones, Ty Dillon, and Matt Kenseth. 92 laps to go in the Daytona 500 on Fox.
This is the Silverado Special Edition.
This is one gorgeous truck.
Oh, did I say there was only one special edition? Because actually there's 5.
Nice. Strength and style.
Which one's your favorite?
Come on with me.
It's Truck Month. Find your tag for an average total value over $11,000 on Chevy Silverado All-Star Editions when you finance through GM Financial. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
From the cavalry. I am the cavalry. Time to show that man is king.
You should have come here.
Kong, Skull Island, rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX March 10th.
What are you doing? Good? Just isn't good enough? Upgrade. Or when you're ready to go from great to awesome, upgrade. If your energy drink just isn't getting it done, or you're ready for more, upgrade to extra strength 5-hour energy. Upgrade. Try it once and you'll know why we say upgrade to awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's mine though. Upgrade to extra strength 5-hour energy.
The innovations that define human history can be traced back to one moment of inspiration, when we controlled fire, had the curiosity to explore, or fought sickness and death.
The very spark of humanity starts here.
Origins, the journey of humankind. New series Monday, March 6th at 9 on National Geographic.
Today, Unlimited gets the network it deserves. Verizon. Sorry. It's unlimited without compromising reliability on the largest, most advanced 4G LTE network in America. Sorry, last thing. It's just $45 per line. 45. And that is all the microphones that I have.
Unlimited on Verizon. 4 lines, just $45 per line.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by the American Petroleum Institute. Visit powerpastimpossible.org.
Now this week has been a special one as our new series title sponsor, Monster Energy, put on an amazing smoke show yesterday for the fans at the Speedway. Monster Energy brought all their toys out to the fan zone. That included giving Jamie Lynn Spears inside the ball of steel. We're under the red flag at Daytona for a 5-car pileup in turn 3. Started when Kyle Busch lost a tire. Eric Jones, Matt Kenseth collected him. Dale Earnhardt Jr. hopped up and over. Ty Dillon also involved. Jones, the 77, and Busch. Those cars are in the garage. And here's Jamie.
2 days in a row for Eric Jones, your first Daytona 500, and it ends like that with your own teammate. What did you see? Was there anything that led up to it before he actually spun that you saw going on?
No, not really. We were just kind of riding around and trying to bide our time there. I think we were going to cycle out in a good spot, and unfortunately, I don't know if Kyle cut a tire or what, but when we were cycling through those 3 cars there, he just got loose into 3 and lost it, and I got on the side of him, couldn't do much about it, but the 5-hour energy Camry was good. We spent most of the day kind of working our way up through and bide our time, and we were finally in the position we wanted to be there, to be cycled out with some JGR teammates and and our French Road teammate. So nothing we can do, go on to Atlanta and try to get a better result.
It's been a tough speed weeks for this team, and it ends early here.
Thanks, Jamie. Now, the red flag is a boon to the drivers who have crash damage. They can work up a plan for repair. Elliott Sadler, Xfinity Series regular, finds himself leading the Daytona 500.
Hey, Elliott Sadler at CW, man, you got a copy on us?
Yeah, I got a copy on you.
Hey, buddy, you're leading the Daytona 500, man. How's it look out there?
Well, it was looking good until a little while ago. This Golden Corral Chevy has been pretty good all day. We've just been trying to bide our time, and I was following the boss man right there, and we had hooked up, and we're getting ready to make some pit stops together and try to keep our track position, but I'm not sure really what happened in front of us, and I got into it a little bit. I think I got a little right front damage, so we're going to have to fix that, but very proud of Tommy Ball and the guys giving me this opportunity, DW, and we're going to try to make the most of it.
Well, you sure looked good yesterday in the 2 stages that you won, and you're leading the 500, so that's a big deal. Keep it up, buddy.
I appreciate it. It's a dream come true to be able to race in this thing again, and it's awesome to lead it, and I want to thank all the fans for being here today. It's great to see this many people here supporting this great event. We'll see what happens here as we get to the end.
500 runner-up in 2002, Elliott Sadler, following the boss man. That's Dale Earnhardt Jr. Let's go back down to the Care Center.
And Matt Kenseth, the 2-time Daytona 500 winner. One of those days for you guys, flat spotted early, and then you're caught up in this issue. What was it like? What was the racing like? It's a little bit different today than we've seen.
Yeah, I've crashed here a lot more than I've won, by the way. But I flat spotted a tire coming on the pit road the first time. Just didn't compensate enough for some of the adjustments we made, and I got on there a little too hot. And then it was just a weird day because the segments and everybody would kind of pit off cycle. But we had ourselves in a good position, I thought, to maybe have a shot at that second segment and finally get back in the lead lap. And those lap cars picked some interesting places to get lapped instead of staying in the line. We kind of had to snake through there. And went into turn 3 and made sure I was clear. And it looked like Kyle just spun out in front of Eric and I didn't have anywhere to go.
Thanks, Matt. Chris?
All right, thank you, Jamie. And time now for a KFC Georgia Gold race break. Glad you're watching the Daytona 500 on Fox. Kyle Busch in the first ever stage race in NASCAR history. Good strategy worked out for the Toyota driver seeking his first career Daytona 500 victory. Kevin Harvick leading the most laps so far today. Lap 81, the strategy for the Toyotas, they come as a group. And we'll see how this pit strategy plays out. Dale Earnhardt Jr. taking the lead for the first time. Lap 97, led 8 laps. But the leader at the halfway point of the Daytona 500 has won this race just once in the last 24 years. Jr. caught up in this wreck as Kyle Busch had a rear tire problem. 6 cars involved, including Matt Kenseth moments ago. 3 Toyotas involved. So now with Kyle Busch out of the race, he is 0 for 12 in his career and attempts to win the Great American Race. Last year, the Daytona 500 had a total of 20 lead changes for the entire race. Today, we've already had 20 lead changes. To equal that, we still have nearly half of the race to go. This has been a KFC race break. We're glad you're watching live here from Daytona International Speedway. Let's get back upstairs to Jeff, Darrell, and Mike.
You know, the first stage of this race featured very orderly double file racing. And then, as you said, everybody got a little older and a little bolder. And the second stage, and what about this plan of not just the Toyotas, but each make to run only amongst their stablemates and run in one line and end up in one pileup?
Well, it works really good when it works really good. But when it goes bad, you're going to take, just like we saw there, you're going to take some of your teammates with you if you're all working together. So I don't know, but I am excited about the way these stages have broken up.
Yes.
Everybody had a different idea how to approach it. Some just conventional. Others tried this strategy, 30 laps, 30 laps. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and I felt like today we'd see some different strategy than we have.
And you're right, DW. I mean, last year we saw that plan work flawlessly, and that's what got the win for Denny Hamlin, and he was racing Martin Truex Jr. for the win, so they had it worked out. This year, they're trying to make it work out under a different set of circumstances and in a different format, and it looked like it was going to go along as planned as well. But I knew that this would shake things up. I had no idea it was going to change the strategy that much.
Yeah, no more follow the leader. Well, everybody pit when the leader pits. We're not seeing that anymore. We're seeing lots of different strategies. We're under the red flag as they clean up in turn number 3. Now, after the checkers wave in Daytona, check out the NHRA's duel in the Arizona desert. That's coming up at 6 p.m. Eastern over on FS1. here's the Harley Earl Trophy that awaits the Daytona 500 champion. Matt Yoakum?
And Mike, Tommy Baldwin knows all too well what that Harley J. Earl Trophy means. You won here in 2002, but much different scenario. 3 full-time employees, a bunch of friends have come down and help out, and your car is leading the Daytona 500.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, we've been pretty pleased with the car all week, you know, with the Golden Crown Chevrolet. We came here to, you know, last Sunday to make it in on speed, and we knew, you know, we just stuck to a plan the rest of the week, and we knew if we got in the right position midway through after the first segment to get up to the front, that's where we were going to be, and the car's been good. No complaints so far, but now we got a little bit of damage. Hopefully we can get it fixed and get back up there.
They've got bear bound on the wall, the hammer, baseball bat. They've already formulated a game plan to try to repair that cosmetic damage to the right front. And Mike Joy, when that 7 hits their pit box, it'll hit the traditional Baldwin family number. 7NY will be the pit board sign.
That's what Tommy's dad raced to the modifieds, the 7 New York. Tommy Baldwin's had some Daytona 500 history. He won it as a crew chief for owner Bill Davis with Ward Burton, the driver. And when Juan Montoya had a problem and ran into the jet dryer and they had lengthy repairs here at Daytona in the nighttime to fix the track, they washed it down with Tide, they put some Bondo in the gaps, and we were able to resume the race. But at the time of this red flag, it was Tommy Baldwin who had contrary strategy to everybody, and his driver, Dave Blaney, was leading the 500, and if the race hadn't been restarted, Ryan Blaney's dad would be a Daytona 500, as well as a World of Outlaws champion.
Yeah, we were convinced that with the fire on the track and the damage, we thought it damaged the track, when in fact it didn't. The crew did a great job of cleaning it up and getting it back to racing, but he was sitting in the catbird seat there for a little while.
It's a good chance that Ryan Blaney might get the Blaney family to victory lane at the Daytona 500 after all, as well as he's running today.
Well, here's another great racing family at Daytona. Bill Elliott, member of the NASCAR Hall of Fame, winner here of one of the fastest 500s. His brother Ernie won 3 poles in a row here with Bill, and the most recent crew chief to win 3 poles in a row has Bill's son Chase as his driver. Let's go to their pit.
And that's Alan Gustafson, and you guys were on the pole, started on the pole, ran up front, currently sit top 10, but from a strategy perspective, really, where are you guys in the lineup?
Well, it's hard to say, really. I mean, depending on how the strategies unfold, we could be in a really good position. But after we pit here, we're probably not going to be, 8th place. A lot of those guys have pitted. So we've got to get back on course and kind of figure out what we can use in our situation as an advantage. I think we've got a really good Napa Chevy, but it's been a little bit of a, not the smoothest race in the world for us so far. So a long way to go. Got a good car, just got to get back on track and put ourselves in position.
Thanks, Alan.
Hometown boy, Alan Gustafson, grew up right here in Daytona Beach. Now, we've talked a lot about race format and damaged car changes in NASCAR, but there's much more that's new for 2017 with our Ford Cutaway car, Larry McReynolds.
Yeah, Mike, it's called the Driver Intrusion Package, and it's mandatory here in Talladega for all of the top 3 series. Before, we've always had this heavy metal here with that foam behind it, but if you see that everything that's green here, that has now been reinforced with a lot heavier metal, and it's not just behind and in front of the door, it's also the floor pan area. It's the firewall area in front of the driver. All of that is much heavier metal, but it goes a little bit beyond that. Look at this toe board here. What you see, that whole area, that's like a very hard reinforced honeycomb, and a lot of this started, I think, Jeff and Darrell, with the Kyle Busch wreck in the Xfinity Series about 2 years ago.
And that was a rough one. It happened in the Saturday race here. He gets caught up, and then his car heads for the inside wall, concrete wall, hit it head on. Kyle missed half the season with broken legs, but came back and won the Cup Championship. So there's also been track changes. Here is the concrete that Kyle Busch hit, and here is the new safer barrier. Kind of a double wall version of it there at the entrance to the infield road course, and that got tested pretty heavily here the other night and the driver walked away.
Yeah, Mike, we've been working toward a capsule, a cocoon, if you will, for the driver to sit in. And every time we have an accident like Kyle had, we learn a little something. We learn something that we can do to the car to make it safer, make it better. So the way the driver's sitting in the car, you look at the headrest, the seat, the full containment seat, the way they've worked the floorboard, the steering column, everything inside that cockpit has been developed for the safety of these drivers.
There was Reed Sorensen who hit that barrier Thursday night. He walked away, but had to sit out the Daytona 500 by failing to qualify. Chris Neville?
And Rodney Childers' driver Kevin Harvick's led 38 laps today. Rodney, we've got some pit strategy going on here, but once we get these other cars cycled through, you guys confident you can be hanging at the front again?
Yeah, I feel like we're in good shape. Our car's been really fast today. The guys have done a great job on pit road, and of course Kevin's done a good job on the racetrack. So just really proud of the effort so far. You know, with the switch over the winter, it's been a lot of hard work, and you know, everybody at Stewart-Haas should be really proud no matter, you know, what happens today. We brought some fast cars down here, and hopefully we can pull something off at the end.
Yeah, great day for this new Ford program.
Rodney Childers, one of the most creative and innovative minds on pit road. Under the red flag as they continue cleanup up in turn number 3 from a 5-car pileup initiated by Kyle Busch's spin. Here's some talk from Team 48 and our defending champ.
Here's our options, basically. We can stay out, try to win this segment by maybe getting another caution lap or 2, really all we need, or we could take 4 tires and we come back out 12 and just keep on fighting. For the next segment, people are probably going to stay out, right? Some, for sure. Yeah, you've got a much better pulse on it, buddy. I'm with you either way. I don't know how this all works just yet.
And that's how they've won 7 championships,
Yes,
isn't
it is, and that's the way I like to go about it. The crew chief can see the bigger picture. And when it's a tough call like that, unless you have a real definite direction you want to go in as a driver, or the car's not handling good, or something that comes along with that, you leave it in the hands of all those smart engineers and crew chiefs on those boxes.
And that's Chad Knaus. He is one of the best. He's been on the top of the box for all 7 of Jimmy's Cup championships. So now let's go to the other side of the street and the crew of the defending Daytona 500 champion, Jamie.
And Mike Wheeler is the crew chief. Wheels, you're seeing what's happening here. Your driver decided he didn't like what he was feeling. He dropped to the back. What do you prefer he do at this point? Stay back there, or do you want him to get back up there and get back on target?
Yeah, that's a hard one to answer. Yeah, I wish we were leading, but we're not there right now. Honestly, I just want to race hard. I've got a couple things we can do here to get back up there in the mix of it. Still be okay. Caution didn't fall in our favor there, and some of our teams got hurt. So kind of playing by ourselves right now, but I think we can get back up there.
All right, he's 1 lap down now, so he has a little bit of work to do, Mike.
Mike Wheeler cut his racing teeth on the tough quarter-mile bull ring, Riverhead, Long Island. Yellow flag is displayed. There are no damaged cars on pit road under repair, so everyone who is out there can fire up, hop in behind the Camaro pace car, and we'll get this restarted to finish off stage 2.
You know, for those Denny Hamlin fans out there that are watching, don't worry about Denny Hamlin. The other night in the dual qualifying race, he had no problem getting it done without having any teammates out there.
So Hamlin was the first car 1 lap down at the time of caution. He's in the free pass position, which if you're not on the lead lap, that's the best place to be.
Pretty lucky.
16.5-minute red flag for repairs and cleanup in turn number 3. Pit road will be open.
I think Hamlin's pretty lucky for 2 things. He knew to fall back, and he did, and now he gets a free pass, which will help him get back in the, he's back in the race.
Now for the cars that were involved in the accident, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Ty Dillon, if they come back to pit road for further repairs, the 5-minute crash clock would pick up where it left off when they were on pit road the first time, and that would continue. It's 5 minutes cumulative, not 5 minutes per stop. Now, Elliott Sadler did get a bit of damage to the right side, but he was able to continue. Here's Ty Dillon's Chevrolet with a lot more damage. And we're told that Dale Jr. has roughly 1 minute remaining, approximately, in his cumulative 5 minutes. It takes about 30 seconds to get down pit road, stop in your box, and get back out to the end of the pit road. So if they want to come in, they're going to have less than half a minute to service that car.
Man, they're in a bind. Say they're in a bind.
Well, again, let's not forget also, if that car is capable of, let's say they come in for 30 seconds, get off pit road, they're within their 5-minute window. If that 88 Chevrolet can get back up to minimum speed, that clock goes away.
And any further repairs would not be counted against them on the crash clock. All right, pit road is open. Our leader, Elliott Sadler, is coming in. And we'll have multiple takers here, including Jimmy Johnson. Chris?
Casey Kane overheated earlier in this race on that last caution. He had to stop twice. They had to add water to that car. But since that last time to pit lane, he's up 25 spots. Matt?
Jimmy Johnson hitting directly in front of Elliott Sadler's number 7, the 48. Playing it safe, Chad Canal said. Did not want to gamble at this juncture. 4 tires for the 48. Meanwhile, the one car, a clean of the grill, his car pretty much from the drop of the green flag has been on the tight side. Work continues on the 7 of Elliott Sadler. You heard Tommy Baldwin talk about the cosmetic issues on that right front. They'll repair that up and send him back out.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. has taken his car to the garage. He's out of the Daytona 500. Kevin Harvick, Danica Patrick, your leaders.
Long live brotherhood. And long live the truck that holds it together. Ram, America's longest lasting pickups. Where's the car?
It'll be here in 4 minutes.
Are you kidding me?
No, it looks like he took a wrong turn. Don't worry, this guy's got like a 4-star rating. We're good. His name's Randy. That's like one of the most trustworthy names.
Ordering a getaway car with an app?
Are you Randy?
It's me.
Awesome.
Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Aaron saved by switching to Geico.
Everybody comfortable with the air tab?
I could go a little cooler.
Okay.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
And the wolf huffed and puffed.
Like you do sometimes, Grandpa?
Well, when you have COPD, it can be hard to breathe. It can be hard to get air out, which can make it hard to get air in. So I talked to my doctor, and she said,
Symbicort could help you breathe better, starting within 5 minutes. Symbicort doesn't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden symptoms. Symbicort helps provide significant improvement of your lung function. Symbicort is for COPD, including chronic bronchitis and emphysema. It should not be taken more than twice a day. Symbicort contains formoterol. Medicines like formoterol increase the risk of death from asthma problems. Symbicort may increase your risk of lung infections, osteoporosis, and some eye problems. You should tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it.
Symbicort could mean a day with better breathing. Watch out, piggies!
Symbicort. Breathe better, starting within 5 minutes.
Get Symbicort free for up to 1 year. Visit SaveOnSymbicort.com today to learn more.
What are you doing? Good? Just isn't good enough? Upgrade. Or when you're ready to go from great to awesome, upgrade. If your energy drink just isn't getting it done, or you're ready for more, upgrade to extra strength 5-hour energy. Upgrade. Try it once and you'll know why we say upgrade to awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's mine though. Upgrade to extra strength 5-hour energy.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Disney Pixar's Cars 3 in 3D June 16th. And by Credit One Bank, the official credit card of NASCAR.
laps to go in the Daytona 500. 9 laps to go in segment 2. Kurt Busch has overcome a penalty for speeding on pit road and is currently third. He's been the runner-up here a couple times. Danica Patrick right up there. Joey Logano went nearly a lap down after a green flag pit stop. He's up in the top 5.
Mike, don't look now, but all the Fords are in the top 10. I mean, all but one Chevrolet of Newman, and the rest are Fords.
Jamie?
And they're all right where they want to be right now. Danica Patrick in the 10 earlier in the race. She said her car just was not good. The wind was so strong she could feel it. The handling wasn't good. She said that her car was actually better under yellow flag conditions. But it's coming around. After the stops, they've made some changes, and she's running second right now, surrounded by her teammates.
Thanks, Jamie. Now, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is out of the race. He will talk to us after the trip to the care center, and that's something new this year also. If you drive your car back to the garage previously, you could avoid that trip to the care center, but now every driver goes to get checked out if they are involved in an accident and out of the race. Well, Harvick, Patrick, Busch, Logano, Keselowski, all Fords at the front. Blaney Newman's the first Chevrolet in 7th. Joey Gase is the first Toyota in 13th. Michael Waltrip and Paul Menard took the wave around on this caution, so they're on the tail end of the lead lap.
We always think, how does a caution benefit somebody? But boy, look who it's benefited. All those Fords that came in under green.
That's unbelievable. I don't think I've seen that in a long, long time, that many Fords in the top 10. All of them. I mean, in the top 12, really only, out of the top 12, 2 Chevrolets and the rest Fords.
Sharp left for the pace car, and Harvick gets on the gas, middle of the restart zone, bringing Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney with him on the outside.
Something didn't go right there to me. I mean, Harvick was on it and took off. Danica didn't go.
Now Joey Logano's dropped in behind Kevin Harvick in front of his teammate Danica Patrick.
You know, Danica's quietly been doing a really good job down there this week. She had a great finish in the Clash last week, finished 4th, and she's had some good top 10 runs in these 2 early in that first stage that we had. Looked pretty good.
Yeah, the Clash, she came from outside the top 10 to finish 4th and close to 2nd in 1 lap.
Yep.
Wow, look at all that speedy dry. I know that there's no real issue with the cars driving through there other than you can't see. That covers your windshield for at least a split second, especially with the sun beating down on turns 3 and 4 right now.
Yeah, Jeff, that will become a problem as we go into the latter stage of this race. That sun is right in your eyes as you exit turn 4.
See another aggressive move by Ryan Blaney. Tell you what, he's doing an excellent job today, but he's certainly driving aggressively. He's making a bunch of side drafts. He's even on his Penske teammate there, sort of teammate, Brad Keselowski, getting a push from Eric Almirola. Eric unfortunately lost one of his helpers right there in A.J. Allmendinger, who drops down to the bottom lane.
I think that Blaney kid's got just enough experience to be dangerous. Because he's really, really aggressive. He makes moves that are questionable maybe to some, but man, does he put on a show. He doesn't, if there's an opening, he goes for it.
That Wood Brothers team now operates as a satellite to Team Penske, who provides the cars, the parts, the equipment, and much of the pit crew to the Wood Brothers, who apologized to Roger the other day for having to roll out a backup car. And Roger Penske said, we don't have backup cars. All our cars are #1 cars. Don't apologize. No apology necessary.
Roger Penske celebrated his 80th birthday last week. Going strong. You know, a lot of the racetrack is coming into shade now, Mike. The front straightaway all the way down to turn 1, almost all halfway through 1 and 2. This is shaded pretty good by now. Sun's still beaming down on that 4th turn, though.
Closing in on the end of stage 2. With pole sitter Chase Elliott back there in 9th spot. 1/3 of the Chevrolet is behind Newman and Allmendinger. Everybody else in the top 10 are Fords right now.
Woo, this right here, that's a mess. These guys are slicing and dicing back in here. 3 wide, and everybody's trying to get to the front before this stage ends.
Well, especially somebody like A.J. Allmendinger. You know, they look at this as an opportunity to get into the points, score some of those points that are awarded after a stage.
See, I think these two cats right here, if the 24 and the 21 got together, that'd be a good little combination.
Now, as they come around this time, it'll be 3 laps to go to the end of the second stage, which is pretty much your last chance to pit, unless you're one of those top couple of cars at the front when we come around to 2 to go.
If you're going to pit, you better be letting somebody know it, because they're all over the top of each other right now.
No takers for pit road.
Guys, one of the Fords in that top 10, how about Clint Boyer in that 14 car, his crew chief Michael Bugger-Ravage? What a nice recovery they've made. It wasn't that long ago he was saying, do I have a parachute hanging out the back of my car?
Let's see if they got that thing knocked in or not. It's still hanging out there a little bit. They might want to do something to that on the pit stop.
Just think how fast that car would go if he does get that fixed.
Well, that's how he knows there's something going on back there.
Right here, man. Just push hard, be smart, coming to 2 to go.
So let's explain the pit closure rule. At the end of stage 2 with 2 laps to go, coming by this time, the pits close when the leader crosses the start-finish line. At some tracks, that's just enough time for somebody in second, third, or fourth, perhaps, to get to pit road. Perhaps.
I love that radio communication. Push hard, be smart.
Yeah.
Those two don't always go together.
Well, Ryan Blaney has drifted back just about out of the top 10. That outside lane not working as well as it was earlier.
He seems to keep losing some of his helpers. He just doesn't have any drafting partners. They keep dropping down that inside lane.
Yeah, I thought he and Chase Elliott would really maybe be able to hook up and go to the front, but boy, they've gone backwards.
Yeah, they hooked up, but they went the wrong way.
They did. They didn't go anywhere. You know, Mike, I believe the track temps have cooled way down. We haven't checked them lately, but the temps have gone down. The cars are really handling well right now, running fast lap times, too.
But I don't know about that. I just saw the back of Jimmy Johnson's car step out.
Well, he's had a little issue with that car, you know, so that's not totally surprising.
All right, this is the last lap of stage 2. Battle for 10th place right there. Blaney and Busher, the 21, the 37.
Busher,
that last point that's at stake.
Yeah, Mike Busher doing a heck of a nice job today in that 37 car. First time for JGR to have those 2-car team, and he's performing.
And he's another one of those drivers and teams that they want to get the opportunity to get points any chance they can get. This is a great opportunity.
Kurt Busch to the high side, bringing Brad Keselowski with him. Joey Logano went up to cover, dropped back to the bottom. Here they come to the green and white tablecloth to signify the end of stage 2. Harvick, as Joey Logano made a bold move to the inside, Kevin Harvick wins stage 2.
If you don't think these stages are making more intense racing out there, look at that. I mean, they want it.
That was intense right there with the 22 and the 4. Wow.
Is this a preview of what we'll see 80 laps from now? Harvick in the 4, the yellow car is Logano, red and black is Kurt Busch.
Yeah.
Wow, slice and dice.
Wow.
Kevin Harvick wins stage 2.
City. The stage is set for an act of redemption. Last year's national champions let the conference tourney slip through their grasp. Now, Big East best go to battle again in college hoops' most legendary tournament. The Big East tournament begins March 8th on FS1.
Best deals on the Ford F-150. Shop them online at IWantMyFord.com. It's okay to cry, right? No more! We don't want any more!
Keep calm. The price you see is the price you pay. AT&T Internet. Everyday price and no extra monthly fees, unlike cable. Speeds up to 45 megs for $30 a month.
There will always be problems to solve. Work to be done. And moments you don't That's why we work tirelessly to deliver TV with incredible picture and sound. How you want it, when you want it. That's who we are. Spectrum.
This President's Day, get to Nissan now and save on the lineup with intelligent safety features and America's best truck warranty. Take on the everyday with 6 2017 IIHS Top Safety Picks. It's clear why we're America's fastest growing auto brand. Now get President's Day offers like 0% financing for up to 72 months on 11 models, or get a low $189 per month lease on Altamont.
Welcome back to the Daytona 500. When they come to the line, it'll be 78 laps to go. These laps count as the beginning of stage 3. Pit road is open. Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano, Kurt Busch, Brad Keselowski, Danica Patrick were the first 5 in stage 1. And here they come. Jamie.
Danica Patrick, they've made this car a lot better today. It started out terrible, but she got right where she needed to be around her teammates. It's a 4-tire stop. Chris?
Kevin Harvick getting 2 tires on that last stop. As the temperatures come down, he's saying that car getting better. 4 tires on this stop. Matt.
Nice recovered from the earlier speeding penalty. The 41 of Busch. Rick Pigeon topping off with fuel. Vince, no changes here.
Joey Logano of the 22, as crew chief says, they sell tires in sets for a reason. We always take 4 when we can, and they do on this stop.
Good point, Vince. Here is the race off pit road, fueled by Sunoco. Brad Keselowski, 2 tires, goes to the front. Chris Buescher picks up 8 positions, taking on fuel only. Now, Kevin Harvick will be on NASCAR Race Hub on FS1 Monday, and he'll get to talk about winning stage 2. We get to talk to him now.
Kevin Harvick, this is Jeff up at Fox Boots. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Kevin, I mean, we knew stage racing was going to change things up a bit, strategy, but I don't know if you could see when you were coming to the checkered flag what was going on in your mirror. The competitors out there are going for these points. How's it been out there?
It's been really good. Our Jimmy John's Ford has been really fast. We've been able to be aggressive and stay up front. Everybody's done a good job on pit road. But yeah, you knew coming down to to the end of that segment there was going to be some moving and shaking because everybody wants to get everything they can point-wise because it adds up at the end of the year. So hopefully we can just keep doing what we're doing and make it to the end of this thing.
All right, well, I know you lost the lead there, and those Chevys are up there, but you're looking good, man. Keep it up. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Stage 2 points led by Kevin Harvick. He picks up 10. As we look forward to making NASCAR's playoffs after Richmond in September.
Hi, on the internet.
You've got mail.
What do you think I'd look like? I'm wiry.
Oh, I love stuff. Give me more stuff.
You're no stranger to love.
I love that. Hey, I know a bunch of people who'd like that. Who was that?
The internet loves what you're doing. So build a site in under an hour. Start for free at GoDaddy.
And the wolf huffed and puffed.
Like you do sometimes, Grandpa?
Well, when you have COPD, it can be hard to breathe. It can be hard to get air out, which can make it hard to get air in. So I talked to my doctor, and she said,
Symbicort could help you breathe better, starting within 5 minutes. Symbicort doesn't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden symptoms. Symbicort helps provide significant improvement of your lung function. Symbicort is for COPD, including chronic bronchitis and emphysema. It should not be taken more than twice a day. Symbicort contains formoterol. Medicines like formoterol increase the risk of death from asthma problems. Symbicort may increase your risk of lung infections, osteoporosis, and some eye problems. You should tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it.
Symbicort could mean a day with better breathing. Watch out, piggies!
Symbicort. Breathe better, starting within 5 minutes.
Get Symbicort free for up to 1 year. Visit SaveOnSymbicort.com today to learn more.
Hi, thanks for coming. This year, Chevy received more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other car brand.
I'm very, very impressed.
Did I mention they received more of them last year, too?
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
And the year before that? before that.
So it keeps going.
In fact, Chevy has received more J.D. Power awards for initial quality than any other car company, 4 years in a row.
I'm speechless. Impressive. Chevy stepping up their game.
77 laps to go in the Daytona 500. Let's get down to the care center, Jamie Little.
Well, the story coming in, Dale Jr.'s return to the race car, to the racetrack. Good news is you've been checked and released and you're fine, Junior. It ended early for you, but what's your takeaway from today and being back?
I really enjoyed the whole week. We had a lot of fun. Everybody's support to get back to the racetrack was meant a lot to me. And just sorry we weren't able to deliver a better result today for all our fans and everybody that was looking forward to today. So we had a great car. At least we went out on, leading the race. I don't really know what happened there with the wreck. It just looks like Kyle had a flat tire. I turned the wheel left, but you're also out of gas there, and it got on the splitter and just kind of goes straight. Luckily, the hit wasn't that hard, and we'll be able to get to Atlanta and compete again. It's going to be a fun season, and we got pretty high spirits. Not the result we wanted today, but like I say, it's been a great week.
We'll see Dale Jr. back in Atlanta. Mike?
Thanks, Jamie. With 76 laps to go, we're in stage 3. Let's look at today's Credit One Bank ones to watch.
I got to say, I like our Stage 2 winner, Kevin Harvick. He's a past Daytona 500 winner. Last year, he pushed Denny Hamlin to help get the win here at the Daytona 500. I think somebody's going to help push him to the win today.
Jeff, it's all about the checkered flag now for the Daytona 500. Everybody has to stop one more time. I like Joey Logano in that 22 car.
I like those Stewart-Haas Fords. I tell you what, and Danica, I think Danica is top 10 in both these stages. Keep an eye on that 10 car.
They're in turn 3. They'll come to green with 75 laps to go. 5 drivers earned points in both of these first 2 stages. Brad Keselowski, Danica Patrick, Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, along with Kevin Harvick, who won stage number 2. Lined up for the restart, 3 Chevrolets, then the Ford of Trevor Bayne. The first Toyota is Denny Hamlin, back outside row 7 in 14th position. Here they come to the Geico restart zone. Larson is the race leader. He's chosen the inside lane. Jimmy Johnson alongside, and we're back under green.
Like this thing kind of ebbs and flows. Well, at first it was the Toyotas, then it was the Fords. Now it's the Chevrolets that are dominating.
And you can expect that battle to go all season.
3 wide, taking Larson 3 wide, where Casey Kane comes to the inside, Chase Elliott to the outside.
Larson said, where did all these people come from?
And suddenly, 3 of Rick Hendrick's Chevrolets are out front.
Well, as the hourglass, as the sand runs out of the hourglass, they seem to rise to the top when it counts.
3 wide all the way back
through. Tight racing right here.
Rush hour.
Woo!
I just wonder, guys, is this the product of that pit strategy, swapping things up, getting some of those that were up front towards the back? They like being up front, and they're going to push hard, be aggressive right now to try to get back there.
Well, this last stage of the race is really about conventional, really. I mean, we know what we're going to run. We had an 80-lap segment here. These guys are on it. The win, now the Daytona 500's on the line.
Chase Elliott, second time on the pole. He won his dual race Thursday night. I think he has the composure and now also the experience to be able to win the 500.
And also the Chevy teammates.
I totally agree with you, Mike. I think that 24 car could be
strong. Lead behind you. It's Hopp's forms up 3 wide coming. You can hold on 2 lanes.
That's Elliott spotter Eddie DeHunt.
Look who Jimmy Johnson went up to block. That's somebody that's been an amazing pusher over the years. He's won the Daytona 500. Jamie McMurray, stay in front of him, and you're going places.
Oh, yeah, you're going to go somewhere. He got to put that bumper to you, baby. Dicey down the back straightaway. Cars get a little bit loose and crazy as they get the end of the back straightaway.
I mean, do they think it's 10 to
go? Trouble. Here we go. There we go.
Jimmy Johnson got turned, and they pile up behind him.
14:48. I mean, the whole crowd. There's the 10. Wow. Lord have mercy. you go.
Fifth caution flag of the day, 7-time series champ Johnson. Clint Boyer is in it. There's Jimmy's Chevrolet all torn up, and he's climbing out. B.J. Kennington just drove into the garage after that one.
Hamlin's
Denny
got some
Hamlin.
damage. Goodness gracious.
That is Chris Buescher. Couldn't tell from the right side of the car. There's no numbers left. Danica has damage. She's in. Joey Gase, Denny Hamlin. Now watch Jimmy Johnson outside, second row.
Oh, they got four wide. What happened was the one car, he snuck to the outside of the 48 getting into turn 3, and the 6 tried to go to the inside. Just not enough room to make it 4 wide right there.
And Mike, I know you won't. The cars are the most difficult to hang on to at the end of that back straightaway. They're light right there. Any touch, any move can spin you out.
I got you. I've not only seen this, I've been a part of this. Jamie McMurray pulls this move a lot. He sticks his nose just right there on your right rear quarter panel, nudges his way in there, and makes some great moves, but it is very aggressive.
Caution is out once again for a big pileup in turn 3.
No getting through now.
You slid on a tiny horse.
This here's private property.
Call off the search party.
Because I found them. Found who?
2 thirsty cowboys who deserve the sweet reward of a Diet Dr. Pepper.
That's mighty sweet.
Told you.
That's some fancy rope work. Use a hand like you on the ranch.
Sorry, Buckaroo. Little Sweet's just passing through.
What'd that fella say his name was?
Diet Dr. Pepper. It's the sweet one.
Okay, so the new Ford F-150 with its high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy body just blew the doors off the competition. Now it's time to blow their tailgates off, too, by adding the new, more powerful next-generation 3.5-liter EcoBoost engine and an all-new 10-speed transmission, cranking out more power and acceleration, more efficiency at the pump, and the most torque of any half-ton pickup. This is the Ford F-150. Boom.
The award for best 50% off deal goes to Pizza Hut. For 1 week only, get 50% off menu-priced pizzas when you order online. That's half off a stellar cast of Supreme, Meat Lovers, Pepperoni, and more. 50% off pizzas because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Why pause a spontaneous moment? Cialis for daily use treats ED and the urinary symptoms of BPH. Tell your doctor about your medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain or Adempas for pulmonary hypertension, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have a sudden decrease or loss of hearing or vision or an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis.
So you're up at dawn, kid, look alive. You've been saving for a big man cave. Good luck with that, Dave. You made the most of your retirement plan, so you better learn to drive that RV, man. So many things you're doing in your life. Nationwide is on your side.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Nationwide. Nationwide is on your side.
Place is sold out. Looks good. Come up here. We're ready to kick it off on the right note. We come to win the Daytona 500. I'm ready. Go get it. The 22 had no problem. The wheels falling off the car. What the hell is he doing? He went by me 100 mile an hour faster. And then he hung a right, thank God. How the hell did they do that? Right rear went down, entering turn 3. Now we're right-sided, tore to hell.
And now we have the second big pileup. We're going to show you before turn 2 how all of this happened, and we'll point out the cars we want you to watch, and they are Jamie McMurray, Jimmy Johnson, and Trevor Bayne.
You can already see the 6 is poking his nose in there to make it 3 wide. McMurray's got a big run off of turn 2, giving him a nice shove down the back straightaway. You see the momentum going forward. Now, look, Jimmy just barely clears the 6 as the 1 makes a little contact. When that happens, it shoves Jimmy a little bit to the left. 1 starts to go to the outside. There's just no room to go 4 wide as the nose of the 6 with Trevor Bain was inside the 48. Big impact right there. DJ Kennington getting into Jimmy Johnson as well.
I think Johnson's car was just in a position where it was absolutely, if you touched it, it was going to spin out.
You can see Jamie's pushing him, and as he gets an opportunity to go the outside, he takes it.
And at least 16 cars are piled up in turn 3.
Type 2 diabetes? Listen up. We're not professional athletes, but that doesn't mean we're giving up.
I'm in this for me.
For me. Along with diet and exercise, Farxiga helps lower blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes, lowering A1C by up to 1.2 points.
Do not take if allergic to Farxiga. If you experience symptoms of a serious allergic reaction such as rash, swelling, difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking and seek medical help right away. Do not take Farxiga if you have severe kidney problems, are on dialysis, or have bladder cancer. Tell your doctor right away if you have blood or red color in your urine, or pain while you urinate. Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast infections in women and men, serious urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, and kidney problems. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have signs of ketoacidosis, which is serious and may lead to death.
I'm in this for my family.
I'm in this for me.
Ask your doctor about Farxiga and learn how you can get it for free.
May your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation when the winds change and shift. May your heart always
Long live, brother. And long live the truck that holds it together. Ram, America's longest lasting pickups.
Now get 0% APR or an average $10,670 in total values on a 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab.
No getting through now.
You speed on a tiny horse.
This here's private property.
Call off the search party. Because I found him.
Found who?
2 thirsty cowboys who deserve the sweet reward of a Diet Dr. Pepper.
That's mighty sweet.
Told you.
That's some fancy rope work.
Use a hand like you on the ranch.
Sorry, Buckaroo. Little sweet's just passing through.
What'd that fella say his name was?
Diet Dr. Pepper. It's the sweet one.
I've recently had some unforeseen medical expenses. Can I get a tax deduction for the hospital bills?
In your case, yes.
Oh, aren't you helpful? It's so difficult to find good help these days.
Welcome back to Daytona, getting set for the restart. 69 laps to go. Jimmy Johnson, Clint Boyer, and others to the garage. There are 16 cars with damage in this pileup, and it looks like about a dozen of them came to pit road trying to make repairs, while others have gone to the garage. Jamie.
Danica Patrick earned some points in those stages. You were top 5 there with your teammates and said you had a good car. What did you see happen?
I have no idea. I didn't see anything. I just know we were all 3 wide, and yeah, it looks like the 6 and the 48 had something happen. There's nowhere to go, and they just kept coming up and hitting me. So just the left rear is broken. I mean, the bodywork damage isn't that bad, but yeah, I don't know how long that takes to fix, but 5-minute clocks is just an interesting new element, and I don't know if it's good or I don't know if it's bad, but you know, we don't want to go on track with stuff that's not safe, but on the other hand, when all these cars crash, you want to be able to get back out and get as many points as possible. So anyway, we're done, and the Aspen Dental car was really fast today. The Fords are really fast today. I mean, you saw that, man. We got organized and we were gone, so it was the funnest 500 I've ever had. Well, wait, 500 is probably like a 300, 250. So it's a real shame because I think we could have been a real contender at the end. By all means, been an influencer.
Thanks, Danica.
For Danica was the Daytona 325. She is in the garage with many other notables. Jimmy Johnson released from the Care Center. Here is your Busch race summary after 132 laps. Both the stage winners, as in yesterday's race, and in the garage, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick all out of the race, along with Dale Earnhardt Jr., Matt Kenseth. Pole sitter Chase Elliott is the current leader. And here was some audio from Jimmy Johnson as he rolled to a halt.
Really? I mean, the whole back straightaway, 2 of them trying to crash me. I assume we're done? Yes, sir. Put it on the truck.
See, riding along here with Jimmy Johnson behind his teammate Chase Elliott. That's just unfortunate to be in that situation going into turn 3. Boy, I just feel like it's a little too early to be trying to take it 4 wide going into turn 3. Huge crash.
Huge crash and a huge crowd. Danica Patrick out, Clint Boyer, Jimmy Johnson, DJ Kennington, Chris Buescher eliminated in that crash. We go back to green with 67 laps to go.
Yeah, Jeff, I understand what you said, but I also think that we're at a point in this race where you've got to take advantage of every run you get now.
Yeah, I mean, typically I would say 40-50 to go, but we've seen where track position can be extremely important. So, again, risk versus reward. Do you really want to push? Do you want to make a big move like Chase Elliott just made to block that momentum, that run coming from one of those lines? I know somebody's going to have to block, and that's Mick Murray to get in behind you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's we've documented several times how aggressive he can be.
Elliott the leader, McMurray second.
Mike, when I see this, when I see these guys wadded up like this, that tells me it might not be over with. We might see another big wreck.
Casey Kane on the outside of Brad Keselowski for third. Keselowski now to the inside of Kane. And we'll keep an eye on this as we go back to Jamie.
And Jimmy Johnson has been checked and released, a little frustrated. What did you see and what did you think?
It just seemed like that could have been avoided and was uncalled for. From the minute I got off turn 2, the entire back straightaway, I kept getting hit and the rear tires off the ground. I know there's a lot of energy behind me in the pack, but I didn't have a chance. I fought it the whole straightaway and finally got turned going into 3. So very unfortunate. I hate it for Lowe's. I hate it for Chevrolet. We'll come back to Atlanta next week and see what we can do there.
Jimmy Johnson's day is done.
Thanks, Jimmy. His teammate Chase Elliott starting this race on the pole, and he is back in the lead. 3 Chevrolets with the Ford of Keselowski, then Austin Dillon. Kevin Harvick to pit road. One of the few involved in that crash that was not eliminated from the race.
Yeah, Mike, when you go down the back straightaway where this pack is right now, that's when these cars are the lightest. They have the least amount of downforce, and it doesn't take anything to turn one of them around.
Vince?
The strategy hasn't always worked in the 24's favor today, but it seems that maybe it swung his way at this point. And
turn 4. 3 cars spin down to the inside, trying to save it and stay off the wall, and Stenhouse, Bain cannot. They impact the inside wall coming off the wall. And Elliott Sadler, the 3rd car spinning with them.
Blaney got in it too. He's 3 Fords that got wiped out. You just see them racing like they're racing right now. It's just kind of a product of what you're going to get.
But that's what I don't understand right now, DW. And to me, there's still plenty of laps left in this race. Don't understand why they're 3 wide, bump drafting.
6th caution flag of the day. And now watch the 21 here. Ryan Blaney with Elliott Sadler and Jeffrey Earnhardt behind him.
Was Blaney coming to pit road there?
It almost looked like it because it looked like he was trying to drop
Sadler
down.
Maybe had to avoid him.
It looked like the 21 was definitely dropping down.
He was slowing.
Yeah. Yeah, look at him. It's either he's out of control.
He either got loose coming off of turn 4, or he was headed to pit road. Either way, they had to. The 7 of Elliott Sadler had to avoid him. That made contact with the 17, the 6.
Let's watch in the back straightaway and see if Ryan Blaney has his hand out to indicate that he's pitting.
He does. Now that's a signal. That's signaling to the cars behind.
Look, it's going back.
Car behind him. I think it's Elliott Sadler. He's saying, "Hey, we've got somebody pitting." Fortunately, and then we had contact as we went into turn 3.
The message didn't get far enough back.
It just wasn't being relayed.
3rd car back is Jeffrey Earnhardt, the 33.
So what you're doing in this situation, if you're the 7 of Elliott Sadler, you know you've got to get wide to go around that 21 car, but you don't know what's going to happen from behind, and that's exactly what happened. He got contact from behind. That turned him into the 6, and then, unfortunately, that made contact to the 17.
Yeah. Sixth caution flag of the day. Jeffrey Earnhardt into the back of Elliott Sadler, and around goes Stenhouse, Bain, and Blaney.
Sharon was given a few months to live if her cancer wasn't treated.
I was diagnosed with advanced non-small cell lung cancer, which I thought meant chemo. But a biomarker test showed I had high levels of PD-L1, which meant I could start with a different treatment.
1 year later, she's here with her family. A true story with Keytruda.
On Keytruda, my scans started showing good news.
In a clinical study, Keytruda offered patients a longer life than chemotherapy, and with high levels of PD-L1, it could be your first treatment instead of chemotherapy. Keytruda is for adults with non-small cell lung cancer that has spread, who test positive for PD-L1, and whose tumors do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Keytruda helps your immune system fight cancer. Keytruda can cause your immune system to attack normal organs and tissues in your body and affect how they work, and may be serious and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you experience new or worsening cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, nausea or vomiting, rapid heartbeat, increased hunger or thirst, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in urine, changes in eyesight, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, rash, itching or flushing, as this may keep these problems from becoming more serious. These are not all the possible side effects of Keytruda. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant or lung, breathing, or liver problems.
Each day now, it's a gift.
A chance for a longer life. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. Ask your doctor about Keytruda.
This is the Silverado Special Edition.
This is one gorgeous truck.
Oh, did I say there was only one special edition? Because actually there's 5.
Nice. Strength and style.
Which one's your favorite?
Come on with me.
It's Truck Month. Find your tag for an average total value over $11,000 on Chevy Silverado All-Star Editions when you finance through GM Financial. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer. The award for best 50% off deal goes to Pizza Hut. For 1 week only, get 50% off menu-priced pizzas when you order online. That's half off a stellar cast of Supreme, meat lovers, pepperoni, and more. 50% off pizzas because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
138 laps complete. There are your leaders. Casey Kane on point. Austin Dillon and Chevrolet's Joey Logano's Ford. Then Chase Elliott, Michael McDowell were under caution for the 6th time. Jeffrey Earnhardt getting into Elliott Sadler, which turned the Roush Fenway Fords of Ricky Stenhouse and Trevor Bain, and all this happening after Ryan Blaney tried to signal his intent to come to pit road.
Yeah, the message just didn't get back far enough. Elliott Sadler did, but nobody else did. Now that's a parachute right there.
Yeah. We know how that one's going to go.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be complaining about that.
Out of race, Clint Boyer, Danica Patrick, Jimmy Johnson, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and others, but still a lot of contenders for the Daytona 500 win.
Lower drag coefficient. 5% increase down force. 1.2% higher top speed.
Get ready for what's coming. More speed, more horsepower. More of everything. much work. You can't turn back the clock, kid. But you can wind it up again.
May your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation when the winds change and shift. May your heart always
Long live, brother. And long live the truck that holds it together. Ram, America's longest lasting pickups.
Now get 0% APR or an average $10,670 in total values on a 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab.
My new Georgia Gold chicken tenders at KFC make regular Gold jealous. My Georgia Gold is hand prepared with tangy honey mustard barbecue sauce, and Gold is only gold. Get it as a chicken little sandwich, extra crispy tenders, or extra crispy chicken for a limited time. KFC, it's finger-licking gold.
Laps to go in the Daytona 500. Now all the cars that had damage and got back on track have cleared the 5-minute crash clock. Especially important to Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin, because once they got back up to minimum speed, then the crash clock scenario went away and they could and did return to pit road for further repairs without having to worry about that cumulative 5-minute limit, because they'd already been back up to minimum speed.
Whoa now, slow down, son. Hamlin just catching the rear of the field.
Hamlin, Truex, and Michael Waltrip had been 1 lap down, and Daniel Suarez was 2 laps down. All of those Toyotas are now back on the lead lap.
Now, conventional wisdom is say, well, these guys have seen all this action, they've seen these wrecks, surely they won't do that again. Wrong. Just so you know.
Harvick arguably had the fastest Ford here, with the best chance to win the race. Now he's got a taped up pile of trouble to try to get to the finish. There's Austin Dillon, who's had a great day. See on his gloves that Ace of Spades design. His mom's very creative, and she doodled around and came up with that. Richard Childress always called his grandson Austin his ace in the hole, so that Ace of Spades is an AD. That's his logo.
Like it. I like it.
Well, I hope he likes playing poker, because that's what we're doing here today.
Kane and Dillon on the front row for this restart with 59 laps to go.
Here we go. Mike, you know last year who had the best average finish on all the restrictor plate tracks? Austin Dillon.
And here he comes for the lead on the outside. Inside, excuse me, that's Kane. Big trouble.
But they wrecked. Did they not wreck?
No, they're wrecking. Suarez to the inside along with Newman. Cars piling up to the outside and all the way across the track.
What's that?
They're still wrecking.
McMurray's involved. It almost looked like the rear bumper of possibly Chase Elliott got turned into somebody.
Ty Dillon
straight.
What a mess. Good grief.
Landon Castle, Brad Keselowski,
Brad's
Daniel Suarez.
Brad's car was untouched, I thought, the last time I looked, at least the right side, but boy, now he's got heavy damage.
Yeah, 42 went by, he's got damage. Michael went by, my brother, he got damage. Everybody goes by has got damage of some nature.
On pit road. Pretty sure this started with Chase Elliott. It looked like he just got sideways somehow in the back straightaway.
Here's Ryan Newman coming to pit road.
All right, let's see what
one of the
happens
cars
now.
we'll keep an eye on.
That's the one right there.
Jamie McMurray.
And the 24 in front of him.
Oh, he tries to go to the inside, make it 3 wide.
Yeah.
Gets to the left rear bumper of the 24 of Chase Elliott, turns him down into, I think that's Michael McDowell, and that just starts a chain reaction. Boy, McMurray's just super aggressive. I don't think those Hendrick teammates are going to be real happy with him.
Wow. Oh, goodness. This is amazing.
Right.
This is amazing.
McMurray into the back of, Chase Elliott.
Yeah.
So
Murray's going to try to go 3 wide, and there isn't any room.
Guys, one of the things that happens when you're pushing somebody, you're in control of their car. And what that does is create an opportunity for you to jump inside or outside of them. And it works sometimes, but man, is it risky. You never know if you're going to be able to get inside or if they're going to block you. And that's exactly what happened. He kind of got Chase a little bit out of shape. He went to go inside there, and Chase, I don't think he had anything he could do. It just almost turned him.
Well, when the cars come shooting across to the inside of the track, watch this 31 of Newman do a whole lot of agricultural racing right here. Wow.
Like snow plows.
Jeffrey Earnhardt,
which is not useful in Florida.
We're under caution again for a multi-car crash in the Daytona 500 on Fox.
I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all the chains holding me. I wish I could stay. Well, I wish I could be like a bird in the sky.
No one likes being stuck. That's why Ford is developing new ways to help you move through life. Faster. Easier. Better. Today and tomorrow. We're going further, so you can.
You don't look like you're from around here.
Welcome to America. Go back home.
American ship! Welcome to St. Louis, son. Beer for my family.
Thank you. But next time, this is the beer we drink.
Never had that nice.
Doppel's push.
Okay, that's a one-piece breast, $5. Pot pie costs you $5. That's a famous bowl, $5 bills. Tenders for a $5, and that's my two-piece original recipe, also $5. That's 5 real meals, each for $5. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Getting food to hungry older Americans cannot stop, and it won't. Hey, these are our parents and our grandparents out there. Let's start talking about how we can really get to the root of the problem.
Hey, we hear you. Fighting hunger doesn't stop here. I'm working with AARP Foundation's Drive-In Hunger team to change the national conversation around hunger, bring experts together, and make programs better than ever. If you don't think we're in this together when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Learn more at aarp.org/possibilities.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Ford, going further so you can, and by Cialis. 56 laps to go. Chris Myers with you watching the Wreckfest here at the Daytona 500. This was back on lap 105. Kyle Busch, who had won the first stage history now, had a tire problem. 6 cars involved, including Dale Earnhardt Jr., who led at the halfway point. Both of them out of the race. Junior going behind the garage, a 2-time Daytona 500 winner, back for his return. Jimmy Johnson involved in a major wreck. 16 cars caught up in this one. All 4 of the Stewart-Haas Fords. All the drivers okay, and moments ago, this 10-car wreck. So we've had nearly 3/4 of this 40-car field. Elliott Sadler caught up on this one in the 7-car moments ago. He had led for a while as well. So nearly 3/4 of the 40 drivers that started this race have been involved in one way or another in a crash. Jamie McMurray, former Daytona 500 winner, who has led 13 laps in this race. In case you're wondering, the most ever cars involved in one crash at the Daytona 500, that was 19. And that was back in 2001. Casey Kane, by the way, who completed the most laps of any driver last season, but never led a lap last season, did lead for a while here at, in fact, 9 laps he led at the Daytona 500. he right now is right behind Austin Dillon as we clean up the mess. Let's head back upstairs to Jeff, Daryl, and Mike.
Thanks, Chris. You saw Jamie McMurray going to the garage on the hook. Daniel Suarez drove into the garage, and Brad Keselowski just brought his Ford to the garage. And that means, under NASCAR's new crash damage policy, they're out of the race.
I saw the truck race on Friday night. I said, well, that was a wild, crazy race. And I saw the one yesterday, and I said, well, they can't get any crazier than that. I was wrong. It's crazier.
I really didn't think we'd be seeing this today, you know, and we hadn't until about halfway, and then all of a sudden it just went crazy.
Now, Chase Elliott got tipped by Trevor Bay. Does to kick all that off? How's his car, Vince?
It's actually not too bad. They did pull out that right rear fender a little bit. That was minimally damaged. The significant damage was on that left rear, but they were able to use the baseball bat and bend it back out as well. Put a fair amount of tape on that left rear also. But considering the potential for damage, they really came out of that pretty well unscathed. They've been in on multiple occasions. They've had 3 different people keeping an eye on the time spent in the pit box, including Eddie DeHaan, one of the spotter on the roof, and one of the engineers as well, to make sure they don't exceed that 5-minute clock.
Hey Vince, we're looking at this. Me and DW have been talking about this. He made such solid contact with the left rear to the right rear of, I think it was Michael McDowell. We believe it's pushed that whole rear end housing over. If you look, the left side's sort of tucked in, and on the right side, it's almost sticking out. I'd be a little bit concerned of some of the suspension component damage that may happen underneath that car.
Yeah, I think he took a shot right in that left rear tire or left rear wheel, and it drove the rear end housing over just a little bit, Jeff. I don't know how that's going to affect the handle of the car.
He did an amazing job keeping that car going straight and not spinning out, but I think it came at the price of that solid contact with the left rear.
Cleanup continues with 55 laps to go. Brad Keselowski, Paul Wolfe, Travis Geisler from Team Penske talk it over. We're going to keep you right here as they clean things up.
People know me as Dale Earnhardt Jr. race car driver, but I have many sides. I'm also an animal lover, and to my animals, I'm a whisperer. Yes, hey, sit. Where are you going? I know one that'll listen to me. Little Junebug. Junebug, hey. Well, there's 2 I can always count on. That's Laverne and Vera. Come on, girl, speak up. Well, as you can see, we're making some progress. For protecting your pets and more, Nationwide is on your side.
We're just moments away from adding a new chapter to college basketball's most storied
I was made in the shadows of greatness, shaped by the hands of legacy, forged in the fires of racing. I've been challenged, tested, and proven. Whether it's on that track or off, the truth is, what you're made of is what you're made to do.
Backed by popular demand. Outback Steak and Lobster starting at $14.99. For a limited time, we're pairing our tender, juicy signature steaks with a mouth-watering steamed lobster tail. But hurry in, starting at $14.99, a deal this good won't last for long.
That stimulates all 5 senses. You're gonna need every single one of them.
The stage is set for an act of redemption. Last year's national champions let the conference tourney slip through their grasp. Now, the Big East best go to battle again in college hoops' most legendary tournament. The Big East tournament begins March 8th on FS1.
Got kids 12 and under?
Come to any NASCAR Xfinity Series or NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race, and any kid under 12 gets in free. Get your tickets today.
Welcome back to Daytona. 53 laps to go. We're getting ready for the restart, but first to Jamie Little.
And Brad Keselowski, one of the favorites coming in to win this thing. And Brad, from a driver's standpoint, does this feel like a normal Daytona 500, or are guys just a little more aggressive today?
You know, some years I think we have where we run here and nobody wrecks and it's great racing, and then you have other years like this where everybody wrecks all the time. So I don't know, as a team we did a great job of controlling all the things we could control. We missed 3 wrecks and didn't miss the 4th one. So I'm really proud of my team. They brought me a great car. We did everything right that we could control. We couldn't control that. You know, these races, you've got to have the speed, you got to execute, you got to have luck. And sometimes you get away without having any luck, but you can't have bad luck. And we hit bad luck today with the Miller Lite Ford. So we'll just have to pick up the pieces and move on next week to Atlanta.
It is a broken track bar that has Brad Keselowski out.
Thanks, Jamie. There's the explanation of what happened from Brad to his crew. As we get ready for the restart on the front row, Austin Dillon and Casey Kane. They are 2 of the very few cars that do not have any crash damage yet today.
I was going to say, the day ain't over with yet. That's what Curly and I think City Slicker said. How's your day going? The day ain't over with yet.
Still 20 cars on the lead lap, the last of which is the defending champ of the race, Denny Hamlin.
He's hanging tough.
Green flag.
Logano is anxious, and he wants to get that lead away from the 3-car. 3-car doesn't want to give it up. Casey Kane back there giving 22. Logano a nice push.
Here comes teammate Paul Menard
right there.
Dillon, but I don't think that, he's not going to quite get there. Logano cleared him.
Tell you who's been lurking back in there, and he's got his car in pretty good shape, is the 78 car of Martin Truex Jr. Don't count that dude out either.
No, not at all.
Truex in 5th place. Pulling up on Paul Menard.
Did you see that? That's how you bump draft. He had a lot of momentum. He could have hit him really hard, but what did he do? Backed off a little bit, just pushed him away from him. He knows there's a lot of laps left to go in this race. Oh!
Trouble again.
Trouble again.
Here we go.
And across comes the 23, Joey Gase. Big slide. And that splitter digs in when it gets to the grass. Brendan Gaughan is involved. We're back under caution for
like
the
a very
8th time.
similar thing where somebody was bump drafted and looked like it just didn't get squared up on his rear bumper and turned him into the outside wall.
Jeff, you know this. When the cars are in the corners, they got side force and they got down force, and they're sucked down to the track in the banking. Down that back straightaway, the back of that car is as light as a feather.
Watch the 23 left of your screen.
Chase Elliott. Oh, you know what's going to happen? He's going to get to his outside, and maybe he's not going to know he's there. He's going to come up. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
You can see Chase tried to back out the last second. He realized that he was going to come up, just not quite soon enough, and turns the 23 into the outside wall.
And after that, car won't steer.
No, left front's all caved in.
Yeah, he just had no idea that Chase Elliott had a big run on the outside.
Trying to lock it down, but scrubbing off speed is difficult until you get there.
That'll slow you down. Just a bam.
Pancakes the outside wall. Brendan Gaughan actually missed him, but then spun trying to regain control. One crash ago, Daniel Suarez was taken out of the race. Here's Matt.
Disappointing end of the day for Daniel Suarez, and what a great drive coming back from 2 laps down. Your first Daytona 500. Can you describe all that you've experienced today?
Well, I just don't feel like I did a really good job in the first
part of the race. I made a lot of mistakes. I just wasn't able to slow down enough to get into my box, and then I made a couple mistakes there. And then it was like, reset my mind and start again, and I actually were able to overcome those mistakes and, put ourselves back into the game. And actually I was so ready to race because I've been, taking care of my car a lot, and I was asking my team constantly, hey, it's time to race, and I guess, it was still too early.
Thanks, Chris. Casey Kane's led 9 laps today. The team reminding him, don't slide the tires. We're just going to do 2 tires. A little slow on this right front.
2 tires for Austin Dillon. They're struggling a bit, and the 22 of Joey Logano took right sides as well.
Land rush off pit road. Eric Almirola leads them off pit road. Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, Paul Menard. Well, the number 24, Jeff, your former number, started out the front of the pack, and understand you're starting in a new AARP Foundation Drive to End Hunger spot.
Yeah, I sure am, Mike. I've been connected to the AARP Foundation's Drive to End Hunger campaign now for about 6 years, and I really enjoyed shooting this spot. I really hope it encourages folks at home to do what they can to help end senior hunger nationwide.
It's a great cause, so folks, here's the premiere of Jeff Gordon's new AARP Foundation Drive to End Hunger commercial.
Getting food to hungry older Americans cannot stop, and it won't. Hey, these are our parents and our grandparents out there. Let's start talking about how we can really get to the root of the problem.
Hey, we hear you. Fighting hunger doesn't stop here. I'm working with AARP Foundation's Drive to End Hunger team to change the national conversation around hunger, bring experts together, and make programs better than ever. If you don't think we're in this together when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Learn more at aarp.org/possibilities.
Before you open your eyes, at Smithfield, we're busy slow smoking. Before you sizzle, we hand select and hand trim. Before you were born, we gave birth to flavor, which you'll find in every bite of our naturally delicious hickory smoked bacon. Flavor hails from Smithfield. The 2017 RAV4 with Toyota Safety Sense Standard. Toyota. Let's go places. My new Georgia Gold chicken tenders at KFC make regular Gold jealous. My Georgia Gold is hand-prepared with tangy honey mustard barbecue sauce, and Gold is only Gold. Get it as a chicken little sandwich, extra crispy tenders, or extra crispy chicken for a limited time. KFC, it's finger-licking Gold.
Last year ended in overtime. After a roll of the dice, JJ got the checkered, and the others looking for redemption. What's gonna happen this year?
Get closer to the action like never before with NASCAR Race Hub on FS1. At the track. Looks like Superman won. In the shop.
Catching up with Joey Logano.
On the headsets and behind the scenes.
Every night, the place to be.
All season long.
Hear the story from the drivers who lived it.
That's how tough the track was to drive.
And get the ultimate setup from the legends of the sport.
You can't script it. There's certain things out of your control.
NASCAR Race Hub. Weeknights at 6 Eastern on FS1.
Getting ready for the restart. 48 laps to go in the Daytona 500. Alpine, California's Cole Witt is the leader. And our stat boys, Bert and Ernie, assure me that he is named for Cole Trickle, Tom Cruise's character in Days of Thunder.
Well, they would be proud of him right now, I can tell you that. Leading the Daytona 500.
Cole Witt, Eric Almirola, alongside Kyle Larson in row 2 with Joey Logano, Paul Menard, Martin Truex, Ryan Blaney. We're back under green.
Oh, it's about to find out what it's like to get a big push from Joey Logano.
Well, Larson is trying to wear the back bumper of Almirola's car out, I can tell you that. He bumped him pretty hard. Welcome to the front, boys.
They have been watching what's been going on behind them, right?
But all too often, bump and run has become bump and done.
Oh, boy.
I was going to say, this
this doesn't look very good either.
195 miles an hour, closer together than everybody can park.
I'm going to say, how excited do you think Cole Witt is right now? This is what a cool moment for this kid.
He can go home and say, I led the Daytona 500. The way things are going, he might be able to go home and say, I won the Daytona 500.
46 laps to go. Race fans, we're going to stay with all the action here at Daytona, commercial free. Going Toyota all out.
Well, you know a guy that like this hung around? Well, the 78 and the 11 car. Those two guys, 78 Truex, 11 is up in the top 10 now.
Yeah, don't count either one of these guys out, as well as Michael Waltrip. I mean, I just saw the 11, Denny Hamlin, dive to the inside, go 3 wide, going into turn 3 on the back straightaway.
Yeah, they both had a little bit of crash damage, but would you believe the two cars that were in the closest Daytona 500 finish ever 1 year ago are still right there fighting and in contention in the top 10.
And yeah, look at Truex. He's going to take over third position here if he can get clear of Cole Witt.
It could come down to that kind of a battle again, Mike. I mean, that 78 is pretty strong right now, and Hamlin is coming up through the field.
Vince?
Well, it's been an eventful speed weeks for that 78 of Martin Truex Jr. They've had multiple issues trying to get just through tech at various times throughout the course of speed weeks. And then today, the race, they had a loose wheel early in the race. They've been in multiple times to fix crash damage, but they've executed very well. And now, big save by Truex. They're still in the hunt.
Unbelievable save by Martin Truex Jr. right there.
What happened to Almirola? He just dropped like a rock, and everybody had to scramble.
I think the 42 car pushed him up the hill. Then they got 3 wide, and Truex just about.
So Truex had a run on Larson, and then he got a big push from behind by, I believe, Ryan Blaney. And when he got into turn 1 and 2, as he went up the racetrack to go around the outside of the 42, the back end just came around.
Goodness gracious.
Watch this big run he has. He's going to get a big push from the 21.
Oh,
look at Chase Elliott.
Chase tried to dive out behind Almirola and got into the 22.
Chase had the run. He had to go.
Had to go.
Lifters are losers. Here's the save by Truex. Blaney right there.
So right when you get to that left rear quarter panel, that's what turns the back of these cars around.
So we stay green with 43 laps to go as we continue with Toyota all out. Here's a closer look at the 2018 Camry Cup car and excitement around the launch of the all-new 2018 Camry.
Last month, Toyota unveiled the all-new Camry Cup car alongside its production counterpart on the biggest stage of all, the North American International Auto Show, not far from Georgetown, Kentucky, where Toyota makes the Camry America's best-selling car in 19 of the last 20 years. Consistency in the styling of the production Camry and the Camry race car is key, which is why Toyota has been so active in redesigns since 2013. Fans will have the chance to watch this new aggressively designed Camry on the track before it makes its way to showrooms from coast to coast later this summer.
That's a new process for NASCAR, letting a manufacturer introduce a car on the track before it comes to the showroom. And one that's a cooperative process among all 3 participating manufacturers, Ford, Chevrolet, and Toyota. Right now it's a Chevy in front, Larson, a Ford in second, Kurt Busch, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, the top 5.
Yeah, I'm convinced they're going to wreck again. I mean, they keep trying.
Certainly.
Oh, my goodness.
All the madness and wrecks and crazy passes that we've seen, that's not slowing these guys down at all from making some big, crazy, aggressive moves out there and continue to do it. Look at this. Larson putting a big block on Ryan Blaney. Now the outside, here comes Kurt Busch, Joey Logano.
You know what all these guys right here are thinking? this is my chance to win the Daytona 500, and I'm not going to let anybody take it away from me.
But Larry Mack, don't we have at least one more pit stop?
Not really, Mike. That's the reason everybody came to pit road there on lap 151. That's 49 to go. We didn't go back racing to 153. Otherwise, we would not have seen that many pit stops. But I think we're there. We can make it to the end as long as we don't have to say.
Keep your fingers crossed on that.
Kyle Larson and Kurt Busch out in front of the Daytona 500 on Fox with 40 laps to go.
That's 3 Mac sizes made just for you. So no matter where you might be at, there's a Big Mac for that. Big Mac for that. Shoot game inspired. Views keep getting higher. There's a Big Mac for that. You got a text back. Ooh, can you freeze it like that? Big Mac for that. Wait, there's 3 Big Macs for that actually. Let's go. Juicy, cheesy, iconic Big Mac. Now in 3 sizes, but only for a limited time. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Mom, I just saved a lot of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico.
I should take a closer look at Geico.
You know Geico can help you save money on your homeowner's insurance too?
Great. Geico can help insure a mountain chalet.
How long have we been sawing this log? 114 years. Man, I thought my arm would be a lot more jacked by now. I'm not even sure this is real wood.
There's no butter in this churn.
Do my tries look okay? Take a closer look at Geico. Great savings and a whole lot more.
Smithfield marinated fresh pork. Perfect any night for bringing the family together. Grilled, roasted, sauteed, or slow cooked. The prep work is done, so your meal is ready in about 30 minutes. So you'll never miss a beat. Enjoy real flavor, real fast. With Smithfield marinated fresh pork. Flavor hails from Smithfield.
I see a black screen. What are you looking at? Crazy stuff. You gotta see this.
Hey, what is it? It's like some 3D virtual world tonight. See?
Look at the moon.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Toyota. Let's go places.
36 to go. Joey Logano has fought his way to the front in his Penske Ford, and I mean fought to get there.
He drove his, he just wedged his way into the position he's in.
Look at this. You got a slower car, Ryan Newman. He's going to try to get out of the way, but they're 3 wide. Joey Logano had to push his way to get into that lead.
Now, earlier, Team 22 was not happy with at least one of the drivers in this field.
That 24 needs to calm down. He's hit everything with a snack bar today. The third person he's drove at the side of him like that.
Certainly, Chase Elliott's been aggressive. I'll give him that. And, heck, there's not many cars that haven't been hit in general out there. They're all damaged.
Well, Logano says, I know what I'm doing. I'm not sure he knows what he's doing.
Well, and you know, this is a great opportunity for Chase Elliott. He's done an excellent job down here. He's been aggressive. It's been paying off for him. Yeah, he's got a little bit of damage, but he can ride behind Joey Logano, who I think has become one of those young drivers that was aggressive, turned into one of those nice, smooth veteran drivers.
So in the first green flag run of this race, when Joey Logano had to pit with a loose wheel, I hope nobody counted him out. Because here he is at the lead.
No, Mike, we got a bunch of guys up here that are trying to win the Daytona 500 for the first time. We got a bunch of guys up here just trying to win their first race. And we got a couple of 500 champions with Logano and Bain up there, too. So we got a really nice mix of the front here.
Vince?
You know, it's hard to believe Joey Logano's been in the Cup Series for 8 years already, and although he got plenty of attention as a much publicized 18-year-old, now he's getting plenty of respect in the garage as one of the veterans, as Jeff noted. Already has won Daytona 500 trophy, was the championship runner-up last season. And Mike, you mentioned the loose wheel. Todd Gordon told me this week, he said, we've got to execute in every facet, and that's including dodging the bullet if we have a problem. We've got to execute and recover. And they have done just that from that loose wheel early. They have indeed recovered, and now they're battling for another Daytona 500 win.
Tremendous comeback for Logano and team.
And that's
from that loose wheel early.
That's what the best teams do. When you talk about Jimmy Johnson winning 7 championships with Hendrick and other champions that we've seen, you know, Kyle Busch, they know how to come back and recover and never give up.
And Jeff, this is a battle. This is a fight. I mean, these guys are fighting for everything they're worth right now. And they're putting it all on the line, and they're willing to wreck each other to get to the victory lane.
Kyle Larson in the 42. He's been side by side with Logano these last 8 laps. Can't get ahead, can't clear him. What needs to happen for this logjam to change?
It's going to change.
Not that.
It's going to change right now because Chase Elliott got a big run behind Joey Logano on the 22. Now, this is the time when Joey's fine with the 24 hitting him. You can push me out to the lead all you want. Just don't run into the side of me. But it just looks to me like the 42 isn't getting enough help from behind. The 5, all of them to stack up and be right on top of one another to get a big enough push to go to the front.
Well, there's a couple of Chevrolets up there, but there's a Ford of the 41. I'm not so sure he would like to get up there and try to help Logano a little bit, but there's a bunch of hungry Chevrolets lined up right behind him. And there's Truex. He's fought his way back into the picture.
Yeah, don't count him out yet.
No, sir.
The average age of the top 3, 23.
Oh, there's that move by Truex right there. Watch Austin Dillon go with him.
Boy, Menard, he made a big mistake right there, and that's going to cost him dearly. And he was hanging right there, too.
Gung-ho for some pushing, so we're going to be really watching this 24. You're still...
I think that spotter keep an eye on that 24.
31 laps to go. Joey Logano trying to hold on. Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, and Martin Truex. We're going to keep it right here.
Going to be the next big thing?
Here's the checkered flag. What a move.
These guys have an idea.
3 and 4 wide, fighting for position.
He knew he was up against the best.
I'm back. Chop up. Hasta la vista, baby.
Overstrike. Download and play now. Free from the App Store.
Getting food to hungry older Americans cannot stop, and it won't. Hey, these are our parents and our grandparents out there. Let's start talking about how we can really get to the root of the problem.
Hey, we hear you. Fighting hunger doesn't stop here. I'm working with AARP Foundation's Drive-In Hunger team to change the national conversation around hunger, bring experts together, and make programs better than ever. If you don't think we're in this together when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Learn more at aarp.org/possibilities.
Okay, that's a one-piece breast, $5. Pot pie costs you $5. That's a famous bowl, $5. Tenders for a $5, and that's my 2-piece original recipe, also $5. That's 5 real meals, each for $5. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
racing isn't for the weak. It takes courage to stare at adversity.
Green, green, green. Watch the inside now.
In this gauntlet of speed, chaos, and destruction, courage is the only thing that stands between you and the checkered flag.
The Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500, next Sunday at 2 Eastern on Fox.
Chase Elliott in the 24 Chevrolet pulled hard on the outside with a little drafting help from the Toyota of Martin Truex, and the son of two-time 500 winner Bill Elliott forged back to the lead, albeit briefly, as Logano storms back on the inside.
Oh, this is a battle right here. Ford versus Chevrolet with a Toyota back there. And I mean, this is a manufactured battle. Not only that, but these guys, I mean, Joey Logano was trying to win his second Daytona 500.
But you saw what materialized to make that happen. Martin Truex Jr., he gets a big run on the outside. Chase Elliott moves up in front of him. That's all it took. Now he got into the back, or behind the 22, got a big draft, and he took advantage of that big run he had and went to the outside. Didn't clear him, but he got there.
You were riding with the 3, Austin Dillon in 3rd. His grandfather, Richard Childress, was the owner when Dale Earnhardt finally took the 3 to victory lane in this race in 1998. Now, Larry and I have discussed fuel. Is it a concern for anybody on pit road, Matt?
It certainly is for the 41 of Kurt Busch. I just spoke with Tony Gibson. He said at this point they are about half a lap short. Gibson also told me that he talked to Tony Stewart with all of Stewart's experience as far as how much you can save while you're out there. Stewart says where Kurt is running, you are matted. You're not saving anything at that point.
That's exactly right. If you get run over, you got to stay wide open.
That's the 41 of Kurt Busch.
Yep.
We're talking about.
I mean, the one that's in the best position, in my opinion, is the 3 car of Austin Dillon. He stayed for an extended time on pit road, packed it full of fuel. I think if anybody has a little bit of extra fuel, it's the 3 of Austin Dillon.
Well, the 78 car, Martin Truex Jr., he pushed 24 of Chase Elliott to the lead. You saw there that Elliott moved out a little bit, tried to help Martin, I think, a tad, but I like where that 24 is. He's sitting in the catbird seat now. 78, remember, he lost to Daytona 500 about what? A half a foot, 6 inches maybe?
He was ahead 15 feet from the start-finish line and lost it in the closest Daytona 500 finish ever.
Hey, Larry, I just got to ask you, were these crew chiefs, and they're right on the edge, were they banking on some cautions to come out? I mean, we've seen so many today.
Well, yeah, you know that we're lurking because if you look at the last 10 Daytona 500, Jeff, the last caution came at the average of lap 193 with 7 to go and 8 times in the final 10 laps. I think we know when we get the 10 to 15 to go, it'd be a miracle if we go caution free.
I think you're right, Larry.
All right, for more on fuel, here's Vince.
Well, Austin Dillon, who's running up there toward the front, you see him in that 3 car behind Logano. They say they're good on fuel. And remember, they took that long pit stop even though they had right side tires only the last time. They lost 8 spots, but they stayed extra long in the box to make sure they packed it full of fuel. They say they're good to go. But the other teams in my area, the 22 of Logano, the 24 of Chase Elliott, the 78 of Martin Truex, when I asked them, they were all non-committal.
Last win for Richard Childress Racing, Phoenix, November 2013, 109 races ago. Let's listen in to Team 24 and their young driver.
Nose out bottom. Top is loose. See it by 2 now. The top tire filled up. Kurt going back to get a run from Casey and Blaney. We're going on 2 over the 3. Nose out top. Now the bottom even with him. Bottom nose out. Bottom nose out. His head is 3 back. The top's tighter.
It's a calm voice of Eddie DeHunt, spotter.
It is. Yeah, he was my spotter when I drove the 24 car. and there's just nothing better than having experience on that roof to help walk you through these moments, because right now Chase Elliott's trying to figure out which lane do I need to go with. Now what he does, he punches a hole. He drags one car a little bit ahead, then he jumps up to the other lane. And what that does is that keeps those two cars side by side behind them without allowing either one of them to get around. But look at that outside lane. I'd be blocking the outside lane right now because it is far more organized than that inside.
The question is, can Chase Elliott continue this dance for 21 more laps to win the 500?
It's race day in America. And there's a place for renegades like us.
Where ice-cold beer and fresh-made wings are the food pyramid.
Where shorts are called shorts for a reason.
So buckle up, y'all. Let's cheer on the veterans.
Got a place that was damn near built for it.
We're Hooters. Politically incorrect since 1983.
The official home of race fans.
JJ got the checkered, and the others looking for redemption. What's going to happen this year?
20 years ago, Jeff Gordon won his first Daytona 500 in the Hendrick number 24 Chevrolet. Here is Chase Elliott trying to win his first. 17 laps to go as they come to the line, work past some slower cars. The damaged cars of David Reagan and Kevin Harvick. And now it's a single car, or single line draft, single file.
You know, Elliott, you think about the week he's had now. He won the pole, he won his qualifying race, and he might be in a position to win this Daytona 500. That would be his first win. What a great first win. I won the Daytona, the first race in Daytona 500. My brother did that.
The amazing win, but I just got to believe that everybody's settling in right now, and when we get inside 10 to go, it's not going to go quite the way it is right now. I don't like running this high line at this stage in the race. I think that works good. The middle portion of the race, you get everybody to follow along. You can, kind of settled in, get nice and calm. But this is not that time. It's getting ready to get really wild and crazy, and all they have to do is drop below in the corner, and if anybody follows you, you're going to the back.
So that's what you're worried about, like Truex, if he goes to the bottom. But now look, Truex has got a little body damage, so I'm not sure how strong he would be if he did get out there.
Let's listen in on the 78. That's Clayton Hughes, the spotter.
Still straight line, still straight. 15 to go.
They might stay in line right now, but in the next 5 or 6 laps, I believe that's when you're going to start seeing some of these further back make some moves.
You know what I call this? A setup.
Yes, that's what I'm afraid of.
Everybody still straight line, running the high line, nobody travel line.
I call this false sense of security.
Truex, the driver, say, I can't believe it. Some drivers like a lot of information. Some drivers want just the facts.
Well, whatever they do, like Eddie DeHaan, listen to how calm they are. No panic. They're leaving that to this driver. Let him do the panicking. I just wonder how much that damage on the right front of Truex's car would slow him down if he did look out.
You know, he's a set of three real slow. Run at the bottom, giving everybody room.
I mean, maybe Chase Elliott feels confident enough. Maybe he feels confident enough that he can block that move if they go to the inside. But to me, it's a lot easier to make somebody go the high line and the long way around you. And usually most people are going to hedge towards the bottom lane. But in this case, as he's running high, all it takes is one of those cars, at least the 78 in second, to drop down, and easily he can get inside of it.
Well, let's drop back one more spot and listen to Kurt Busch and his Stewart-Haas Ford team.
How's your fuel situation? You'll flip your switch with one to go. Flip the switch with one to go. Still showing a half a lap short on the fuel. Half a lap short.
Yeah, what these fuel cells have, they have 2 electric pumps. And you run one right now, and it actually has a little reservoir over there, so they know how far they can go when they throw that second electric fuel pump on.
Almost like a reserve tank, right? But
exactly.
How many did he say to go when they flipped that?
One to go.
One to go. So it gets him one lap.
Hopefully it gets him one lap.
Chase Elliott continues to lead as they work slower traffic. Is he in the catbird seat, or is this not the place to be?
Well, I think he's where he needs to be. And I tell you why. The only reason I say that is because I don't think Truex has the car to jump out and make the pass. I think that fender damage he has, he can draft along with Chase. I'm just not sure he can pull out and pass Chase.
Oh, I like being up front, being in the lead. You know that they're going to get side by side. Somebody's going to make a big move. It's just whether or not you can get in front of it. If they start racing one another behind you, you're in an even better position. It's when they all line up and decide to make that move and go together to try to shuffle you back.
A little bit of what Jeff was talking about. Think about Matt Kenseth last year coming to the checkered flag, and Denny Hamlin dove under Matt Kenseth, got him loose, and was able to win the race. That could happen in this situation.
The other thing that I want to, if I'm Eddie DeHaan, is tell Chase Elliott, don't get too far out in front of that 78. Don't allow them to get too far back and get a big run on you.
Childress Chevrolet's coming out of that second pack and pulling up.
And when they get there, this will cause a little bit more energy. You'll see those cars sort of surge forward and get some big runs. So when that happens, you got to be prepared. You're going to feel a little bit more of some pushing and pulling from throughout that long stream of cars.
Well, last time by 46.73 was their last time. See what it is this time.
Coming to the line, 10 laps to go.
Man.
How long do they plan to wait is what it's all about. It's not that they can't make a run on them right now. They can. It's just they don't want to make it too early.
I'll turn it back on for a minute.
In 58 prior Daytona 500s, 10 times the race has been decided with a last lap pass.
Last time by they were a 10 slower.
Here goes one. That's Menard. He's got a few that are going to go with him.
Well, when you're that far back, you got to try. You can't wait till 2 or 3 to go. If you're going to try to make a move, you got to start making that move now and see if you can get up there or not.
Blaney dropped down to pick up those 3 Chevrolets. Menard, Allmendinger, and Dillon. And now is Blaney by himself in the number 21. Now he's got
racing side by side back there too much. It only helps Chase Elliott because these 3 cars, Truex Jr., Kurt Busch, the 42 of Larson, they cannot get enough energy by themselves. They need help. They need other cars pushing in order to get enough of a run to go by them.
Here's the second place team, Truex, on fuel.
Everybody's just trying to save a little fuel, I think is what's going on. We need. We're right at it, so anything you save is just what we are to the good. And save it all up till this now. Okay.
Coming to 8 laps to go. And in that draft are 11 cars, any one of which could win the 500.
And the only ones I can think of that are saving fuel are some of these further back. And Joey Logano, we know he doesn't want to save fuel. There's no way he can win. He feels like he can win this race back there. Yeah, maybe he's letting off a little bit, saving a tiny bit of fuel. But I really don't think they're saving fuel.
I don't either. That's first thing in my mind, I think. You got to try to, if I run out of fuel, run out of fuel. I'm trying to win the darn race. I'm just wondering if anybody has enough get up and go to pull out and pass that 24 car. I don't think they do.
Yeah, but look at this, DW. All they've got to do, all Truex has to do is when we enter into the corner, as the 24 goes up high, he just has to go below and just turn down to the bottom and sort of catch him off guard. And then what he needs is somebody to go with him. More than one, preferably.
Well, what are you going to do? You're Chase Elliott. You made your bet. You're committed to this high line.
I'd start running the bottom.
You think you drop to the bottom now?
I mean, I just am not real comfortable running this high lane right now.
Guys, we talked about it at the top of the show. I'm on that pit box. This is the Daytona 500. No more saving fuel. If we run out, we run out. This is the biggest race of the year.
That's it, brother.
Now, Thursday night, Chase Elliott held the lead for the final 23 laps to win his duel race that set the starting lineup. And in that front 11 cars, only that yellow car on the bottom, Joey Logano is driven by a driver who has won the 500.
Mike, I won this race in 1989, and I held my breath for one whole lap because they said I couldn't make it. But I was determined to win the Daytona 500 that day, and we did. And that's what you're seeing right here now. These guys are determined to win this race.
Vince, Chase Elliott's crew chief, Alan Gustafson, told me earlier today when we were talking about the race playing out very similar to the way it's playing out leading in the late stages. And he said, we can control our execution, but we can't control our luck, and you need plenty of it to win here. And he said, this race is grueling mentally because there's always drama for you at every turn, and you better believe that stomach's churning right now on the crew chief.
5 laps to go, and in the top 9, there is only one driver who has never won in what is now the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series, and he's the leader.
Yeah, and this could be it. What a great week this would be for that 24 car. Jeff, he won the pole. He won his qualifying race, and he's got a pretty good chance of winning this 500.
He's got an excellent chance, but it is anywhere but over now. We've got way too much racing still left to go. 5 laps in Daytona, that's a long way.
Baby, I don't know. I think that 24 is 24 karat gold today.
I hope you're right.
He's looking pretty good. I'll take if I'm going to be anywhere, I want to be where he is.
Guess who the last driver was to win the pole, win the Thursday qualifying race, and win the Daytona 500? His son is in the lead.
Oh, wow.
Woo! Well, it won't be long now that we know.
Bill has taught this young man well, no matter what the results end up here today.
Now, there's that little lead you were talking about. He got a little bit out in front of the 78 and the 41.
Yeah, that doesn't bother, Chase Elliott too much because there's another gap back to the 42. They've all got to stack up, and then a big gap between the 78 and 24. I think that look at this, 42. Larson's making a move. This is going to change everything right here.
Well, it would if somebody would go with him, but he slid up. He slid right in there. Wow.
Amazing. What a move.
Now, we know that little 42 car is aggressive.
How cool is that? He dove down there to see if anybody was going to go with him. They didn't. He was able to slide right back up into the position, never lose any momentum.
I think that surprised Kurt Busch. I don't think he expected that.
I think that surprised Kyle Larson. I think he surprised nobody went with him.
Late charge from the back. Joey Logano to the inside. He's going to get a little help maybe from Ryan Blaney.
You got
a little side draft there.
In that 42, you've got an aggressive young man that might just be willing to push that 78. He's got to run. He's going.
Out of fuel.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
You're kidding.
Great opportunity for Mark Truex Jr. right here.
Now the question is, can the 78 hold these guys off? Can he do it?
2 laps to go.
So it sounds like maybe it just stumbled a little bit. He was able to flip that switch for that reserve. Now it's back running again, but just lost all the momentum.
I think this changed everything. No, I think it changed everything.
Kyle Larson to the bottom for the lead.
He's going to clear him. Here comes the 41 now with the big run.
All the race is on now, boys. It's anybody's race now.
Again, I don't like this high line. I just think it gives too many opportunities to get a run and make moves on the inside.
Or there's a guy right there running second right now that's finished third in this thing 3 times.
The white flag waves. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Yeah, when I think of experience and knowledge here at Daytona, I think of Kurt Busch. He's been so close so many times.
Pushed his teammate to victory here one time. Is anybody going to push him today?
Look at the 21 coming on the inside.
Whoa!
Big push. Where'd he come from?
Ryan Blaney from the back with Logano. Blaney
42's out of gas. 42's out of gas.
Who else is going to run out fuel?
21 is, I'm not so sure. Well, I think he's okay. He's still going.
Now, if the 47 can get up behind the 21, give him a push, he might get there, but I don't know. I think this might be Kurt Busch's day.
Looks like he's going to come home a winner.
Kurt Busch has been the bridesmaid in the Daytona 500. Here they come off turn 4 for the final time. From Las Vegas, the 2004 champion of the series, Kurt Busch, for Gene Haas and Tony Stewart, wins the Daytona 500.
Wow. First time he's won the 500. What about that?
He pushed his then Penske teammate Ryan Newman to victory, and that's the only end. Tony Gibson.
Captain, are you there?
He's too old to get that excited.
Tony Gibson grew up down the street from Daytona International Speedway. And now goes to victory lane.
I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Wow.
Tony Gibson been in this sport a long, long time. And he's been the best crew chief for Kurt Busch that Kurt could have.
For Kurt Busch, it's his 29th career win. First win in 17 tries in the 500. Matt is with the winning crew chief.
His dad used to build race cars at New Smyrna. Your mom, Peggy, used to sell tickets here at the Daytona International Speedway. This is a special one. Can you even describe for you as the crew chief to win at your home track?
Oh, this is unbelievable. I mean, you know, my dad got me started in all this, and you know, my mom, my dad, we sacrificed everything to put us in racing, and you know, I can't thank him enough. Thanks, Dad, Mom, I love you. My wife Beth, my daughter Lainey, everybody, all my brothers Mark and Peppy. I have a great family that put us in racing, and it's just so emotional to come to my track and win. Unbelievable.
Team owner Tony Stewart, 17 starts in the 500, but today he will go to victory lane as an owner. There's Sunoco fueling victories.
Very fitting, talking about fueling victories. You had to have enough of it today.
I started to say that was Tony running out there, but then I realized he didn't run that fast.
Isn't that amazing to see that raw emotion? How
look at those guys. And they've had a tough week down here, too. I mean, they've had to repair that car.
First one of our 3 driver newlyweds, along with Brad Keselowski and Dale Earnhardt Jr.
And it ain't over till it's over, guys.
For the 11th time, a last lap pass decides the Daytona 500. Kurt Busch led only the last lap.
And Mike, I think that's, I don't know how many years it's been that we've had a different winner down here. Like, I don't know, 12, 15 years we've had a different winner.
You know, I think Kurt Busch has come down here and led a lot of laps in the past, but never the right one. And today, he only needed to lead that one.
Back to Matt.
Celebration out on the front stretch, and Smoke, so much went into this offseason, moving over the Ford, so much effort, hard work. Can you describe from the owner's standpoint what this means to you tonight to win the Daytona 500?
I ran this damn race 18 years and couldn't win it, so finally won it as an owner, and to watch Kurt, man, what an awesome job those last couple laps. You just really didn't know what was going to happen because guys were trying different things, and you know, it's probably the most patient race I've ever watched Kurt Busch run, and he definitely deserved that one for sure. Really proud of everybody. Great day for Ford Performance and everybody at Stewart Haas Racing, and I think this finally gets Gene Haas all the crown jewels, and so this is awesome, man.
Congratulations.
Thanks, bud.
Tony heads for victory lane to celebrate as we take a look at today's 5-hour energy extra strength. Big move of the race. Kyle Larson just couldn't cover all 3 lanes at once. And Kurt Busch goes on to win with Ryan Blaney second and A.J. Allmendinger third. Eric Almirola and Paul Menard the top 5. That's likely the happiest man in Daytona Beach. It's definitely the happiest man from Daytona Beach right now.
Where's the car?
It'll be here in 4 minutes.
Are you kidding me?
No, it looks like he took a wrong turn. Don't worry, this guy's got like a 4-star rating. We're good. His name's Randy. That's like one of the most trustworthy names.
Ordering a getaway car with an app?
Are you Randy?
It's
me. Awesome.
Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Aaron saved by switching to Geico.
Everybody comfortable with the air tab?
I could go a little cooler.
Okay.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
The goal of every allergy sufferer is 0 nasal allergy symptoms, and nothing gets you closer than Nasacort. Unlike antihistamines that target one cause of your symptoms, Nasacort stops more, and stopping more gets you closer to 0. Nasacort stops more of what makes you miserable.
Long live the courageous, the tenacious, the ones who push forward and give back. Long live the greater good, the helping hand, and long live the truck built to outlast them all. Ram, America's longest lasting pickups.
Now get 0% APR or an average $10,670 in total values on a 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab.
Winter nasal congestion. Is it a cold, sinus pressure, allergies? For all of them, there's a D.
Well, guys, thank you for joining my stream. I hope y'all enjoyed that. That was a hell of a race. Hell of a race, I have to say. Guys, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe. I'm going to try to get all the races this year, so stay tuned. I also do a lot of gaming and streaming on that. And also, your wife don't allow that? Yeah, well, this is the only room in the house I get, so this is my room. Anyway, guys, that was a great race, man. I was kind of upset because my guy's Kyle Busch, and he wrecked out, but it still turned out to be a great race. Great race. Oh yeah, I have a feeling. I have a feeling it is. It's going to be great, great, great. One more look. It's my dinner time, guys. I'm gonna go eat some good food, and we'll catch y'all later. All right, close the door.
Why?
Close the door.
No.
I'm coming. Close the door.
No, come on. Why do you gotta close the door?
Because I want you to close the door. Close the door.
Why can't I see what you're doing?
All right. All right, guys. We'll catch you next time.